All right, that's not good, Froggy. Froggy has told me that his haunted house did something very spooky last night. We got to talk about that. Was it like smoking, or was it like overheated? Did you smell some kind of burning electrical smell or something, or what?
I did smell something sort of not good.
Okay, well,
and there was a sound. It was quite frightening. I'm telling you, old dead man Bob is haunting my place.
I don't know what's going on. Michelle called me while I was driving in. She was all scared this morning.
Really?
Yeah. Let me check on Michelle. Hold on a minute, because she's awake.
Why would she have a reason to be scared?
Because you're watching Dahmer every night, probably.
Boom, that's it. Boom, 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 boom.
All right, she needs to stop.
Yeah.
I finished it last night.
Did you really?
Yeah. I powered through an episode in the middle of the day, and I watched the last 2 or 3 episodes last night.
Hey, Michelle, you all right?
Yes.
No, we're just starting the show. It's 6:02 here on a Tuesday.
Yes, I'm listening.
And I just want to make sure you're okay because you called me as I was leaving the house this morning and you're like, I didn't sleep very well. I'm scared. I said, what the hell are you scared about? And you said...
We're watching too much scary stuff.
Yeah, we've been watching some scary stuff.
You sound like an 8-year-old. Watching too much stuff is scary.
Yes.
Michelle, what's the scary stuff? Would you like to...
Well, the creepiest thing was that Dahmer thing. It's so creepy.
Yes. I'm sorry.
What makes you so scared about Dahmer? The way he
Stop it.
talks. Ugh.
Yeah,
Yes.
the slow delivery of his talk, his creepy way that he wooed and made everybody kind of feel comfortable around him, yet uncomfortable at the same time.
He's gonna eat your heart.
That's his pickup line.
Overall, I'm very disappointed in the amount of actual people he eats in the little series.
Hold on. Don't give anything away here.
Look, everybody knows Dahmer ate people.
Right. We're on episode 2, and we're only halfway through episode 2. So don't give too much away.
Oh, nothing's even happened really in 2. I don't even think he's killed his first guy yet, has he?
Like kills well, I don't know. Does he? Yeah.
He fantasizes about the
In 2
yellow
he
shorts
does.
guy.
All right. So, Michelle, you're scared because of Dahmer, and what else was there? There's something else. You said the Stranger Things?
Things, and that gets in your head.
So, Stranger Things
You
is...
know, when it's late at night and it's really dark, and then you're snoring next to me, and I can't sleep.
Michelle, just have one more drink with me, and then I'll
Yeah.
drive you to the concert. One more
Exactly.
beer.
You know,
And we'll lift some more weights.
you guys mock me for watching mindless reality TV. But guess what happens at 11 o'clock? I go right to sleep. I mean, you guys are staying up halfway through the night watching the most horrific serial killers in history.
Right.
Good night, Michelle. Have a good night. Love you. And he
then
sleeps like a rock.
exactly.
Oh, I go to bed. I hit the pillow. Michelle, how quickly was I out last night when we...
60 seconds.
How long?
Like 60 seconds.
Out
So-
in 60 seconds. It's a
So
movie.
yesterday, Michelle, I didn't tell my wife I was watching Dahmer. I watched it, she goes to bed, and then I'll watch an episode or two. And she heard us talk about it on the radio, and she says, I heard you started Dahmer without me. And I was like, honey, it's not for you. And she goes, okay. Because she knew it was not for her. That's not...
But that's an interesting thing is we don't start anything individually. We always watch things together. I can't tell you the last time I watched anything on Netflix or any of the streaming services by myself. Michelle, you haven't watched anything by yourself without me, have you?
No, not that I can recall.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Ever since I was graced by somebody with their HBO Max password, I've decided to watch every episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Allison sat through one half of an episode, and she's like, this guy's not funny.
What?
And- yeah, I know, right?
Okay.
And she got up and left.
Yeah, but-
and I was like, honey, there's 200 episodes. She's like, you can watch them all without me.
The
You
two
know.
most successful sitcoms ever.
Yeah.
Doing nothing.
Allison, and I've known her for a long time, Allison doesn't impress me as one that has any sense of humor, really.
Oh, come on. Of course
Yes.
she does. She's married to Fester.
Listen.
I just haven't seen her laugh ever. I'm just,
Laughs all the time.
I've
I'm
seen
just-
her
I'm
laugh.
just being honest. I don't think I've ever seen Allison laugh.
You know what? Her threshold for laughing is very high
Right?
because all the low-hanging fruit I take too quickly. I mean, she's around me a lot, so laughing at mundane things is like,
Michelle, can I let you go? Are you okay to go back to sleep and not be scared because of Stranger Things and the
Well, I'm listening to the show now.
What is it?
sorry.
The Gorgon Forgan? What's the name of the
I
thing?
don't even know his name.
Yeah.
Don't say it, because then it gets in my brain,
Right.
and then I can't, make it stop.
And then Jeffrey Dahmer.
Bye, Michelle.
Creepy.
So
Stop
are we
it.
going to be able to continue? Are you going to be able to continue on the Dahmerama?
I don't know.
Come on, just 10 more
It
reps and then
can't
we'll
be during the
go.
week. We can't
See-
do it during the week when you're leaving early, and then I'm stuck in the house.
Oh, God.
All right, sweetie. Listen, try to go back to bed. I'm sorry you were scared this morning, and I don't know why it hit you now. I mean,
Thinking too much.
all right.
Yeah, just too much scary stuff.
Go do your Squirtle and your 890-word puzzle, which, by the way, how many more do you have left?
I'm on word 854.
She's got 40 more words to go. Have you seen the Squirtle where it's 890 words? Have you seen that one?
Is that where one word goes into the next word?
No.
Okay.
Today's word is cannibal.
Yeah,
All right, it's too many letters, but but funny.
All right, Michelle, try to go back to bed. I'm sorry you were scared this morning.
All right, goodbye.
All right, Roxanne just walked in. She's running 7 minutes late.
I was actually in the car for like the last 5 minutes enjoying the show.
Oh, I'm sure
that's
you were.
nice.
All right, hang on. I want to hear why you were late this morning, so hold on. Plus, drivers were particularly reckless on the Howard Franklin Bridge this morning. Want to notate that here on the program. All right, hold on. MJ Morning Show on a Tuesday, just getting rolling. Back in seconds. Pat, traffic was up.
Okay, for a Tuesday morning, it is still a nice ride on the interstate of 75, 275 and I-4. I can't find anything. I've been keeping an eye on it for you, so it is looking good. That construction still a little bit of a slowdown eastbound I-4 at 75, but nothing really to talk about. The bridges are doing fine, keeping you updated. I'm Pat George.
From the Rubenstein Law Traffic Center.
If you were stationed at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987 and are facing serious health issues, contact Farron Farah. You may be entitled to significant compensation. Call 1-800-HURT-247. Cases may be referred to Co-Counsel, Tampa.
I want you to feel better. If you've been waking up with aching joints, QC Kinetics can help you. Roxanne Wilder with the MJ Morning Show. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in exciting new pain treatments. How are they doing it? With advanced regenerative medicine. Have you been told the only options for you are steroids or pain meds or even surgery and then the downtime that follows? If you've been living with joint pain, you need to know that you have other options, no matter if it's from an injury or from arthritis. QC Kinetics regenerative treatments can restore and repair your damaged joint tissue. These amazing protocols work with pain caused by injury or pain caused by arthritis. Call QC Kinetics now for an alternative way to deal with the pain. Don't keep living with it. Learn how regenerative medicine can give you your life back. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. Locations including Bradenton, St. Pete, Lakeland, and coming soon to Brandon. 813-305-3000. 813-305-3000. QC Kinetics. 813-305-3000.
No girl wants to have a plain ring or something that she sees on all of her other friends' hand.
Meet Kelly Todd at International Diamond Center.
The ability to find a ring that is a reflection of her style, it makes a big difference.
And at IDC, that's easy. With diamonds in every shape and every size in stock and literally thousands of designer rings, the possibilities are endless.
Whether it's a oval solitaire with stackable bands, a rose gold mounting with a square diamond in it, and a white gold stackable band with it, being able to identify with their look where they have their own style, I think is very important.
So don't make her compromise. Whatever your budget, IDC has the ability to help you create that one-of-a-kind ring.
We cater to clients with a $1,500 budget. We cater to clients with a $2.3 million budget.
And with non-commissioned experts who listen and guide you every step of the way, it's easy to create the ring of her dreams at IDC.
It's not a selling environment at all.
International Diamond Center in Tampa, Clearwater, and Lakeland.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. I'm the president of New South Window Solutions. What I like people to understand about our company is what's unique about us. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. We go out of our way to make it easy.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Here in Tampa Bay and St. Petersburg, we have a congresswoman who is focused on solutions. Congresswoman Kathy Castor. She's working to get relief to families and businesses after the hurricane and deliver lower prices for all of us.
I'm Kathy Castor, and I know working families need a break. That's why I helped pass the Inflation Reduction Act, cutting taxes to help families with healthcare costs, to cap skyrocketing insulin prices. And now Medicare can negotiate drug prices to bring down the cost of prescription drugs. I took on price gougers who were forcing families from their homes and worked to expand new housing opportunities for seniors and people with disabilities. Plus, new tools for local police, including mental health first responders, to de-escalate crisis situations. In Congress, I'm focused on solutions to lower costs and make us safer. I'm Kathy Castor, your candidate for Congress, and I approve this message because your family comes first.
Paid for by Castor for
Your Tampa Bay Lightning are back on home ice. Cheer on the Bolts and experience Lightning hockey live this season as they battle teams from across the NHL. Single game tickets available now at TampaBayLightning.com. Be the Thunder.
When you have a leak under your sink or a toilet that's just not working, you need a dependable plumber who can handle anything. At ABC, we are trained to fix any plumbing problem once and fix it right. Our professional plumbers are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for all your home's plumbing needs. It's easy to schedule your appointment at 4abc.com. That's the number 4abc.com. Trust ABC Plumbing, Air, and Heat and consider it done.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
I'm Craig Latimer, Hillsborough County Supervisor of Elections, asking you, are you ready to vote? Get information you can trust on my website, votehillsborough.gov. Visit often and stay informed.
There are those who feel living with debt is inevitable. But there are those who strive for freedom. These are the ones who are willing to play the long game, who don't cut corners. And those are the ones who know not all financial institutions are the same. Fair wins. Financial freedom happens here. Visit fairwinds.org.
We could fly to such great heights.
With MSC Cruises, a world of discovery awaits. Set sail with free balcony upgrades to enjoy those ocean views. Free onboard credit to spend however you like. Plus, kids sail free. Discover the Caribbean and the Bahamas, including Ocean Key, our private island marine reserve, Europe, and beyond. Only the sea offers you so much. Only MSC Cruises offers you so much more. To book, call your travel advisor or visit msccruises.com. Restrictions apply.
Cigars are not a safe alternative to cigarettes. Looking for a premium smoke? Then welcome to the world of Al Capone cigars, where we're keeping it real. Using only premium natural leaf wrappers, Al Capones are hand-rolled for a unique look and smooth flavor. From mellow to bold to the rich flavor of sweet cognac. Al Capone cigars stand out. Elevate your style with Al Capone My Way. Find us at alcaponecigar.com. That's alcaponecigar.com.
A new Academy Sports and Outdoor store is coming to Pinellas Park with sports equipment, outdoor gear, and apparel and footwear from the best brands at the best prices. Academy is all about bringing the fun, and your store opens November 18th. Until then, check out academy.com.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel vPro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Without the ones like you who work tirelessly.
MJ and the crew here, and Roxanne just walked in just a short time ago. We virtually completed the entire opening of the show. And do you have a good reason for your tardiness? Do you have a letter from your mother on why you were late this morning, Roxanne?
Well, I am the mother, and I had to take care of my children this morning.
Right.
And
hold on a second. All right.
Yes.
So say it again, please. You're the mother of your children.
You said you have an excuse from your mother, and I said I am the mother. I had to take care of my children this morning because Dada has to go out of town again. So it's just kind of like craziness when he leaves out of town.
Hang on. So
it's going to be better as the week goes along. So we're going to stay with family.
Hold on a second. So Doug has to go out of town again. Okay, so where is he running for Derek Jeter now?
Well, he's not running for him, but...
Hold on a sec. Is he leaving town with something that's Derek Jeter related?
Yes. Yes.
What a shocker.
It's, yeah.
Okay.
And Doug.
Wow.
Where did that come from?
The hell was that?
All right, hold on. Hold on. The joke there. Okay.
What was that?
I've got critiques on that. It's the first time I've heard it. I've got some major critiques. First of all, it's hysterical. Second of all, the Roxanne Wilder part needs to be clearer and not so singy.
No, I think it's good.
Dude, what are you talking about?
Jingle.
Hold on a minute. Dude.
And Doug.
Right. Dude, I can hear... Play the...
And Doug.
I don't know. Dude.
And Doug.
What do you mean? It's a good replica.
And Doug.
It's really good. All right. Now that I hear it a couple times, my ear wasn't trained.
Well, you weren't ready for that.
No.
Yeah. Now it's time for another episode of
And Doug.
Poor Doug.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dig Doug is Roxanne's perpetual fiance, who is also Derek Jeter's valet.
It'll also work as Derek Jeter. And Doug.
Yes.
That'll be a good one, too.
Derek Jeter and Doug.
Oh, and then when Doug gets home, it's White Claw Seltzer.
Yeah,
and
that's
Doug.
for real.
Yes.
So you like that?
Oh, that's a good.
And Doug.
Yeah. Doug loves it.
I got to play that for my kids.
So your Doug, your fiance, your common law husband, effectively, because you've been engaged for, 8 years? You got 2 kids already.
I don't know if Florida's a common law state, but we know what you mean.
It's not.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, in the world, according to MJ, it's a common law deal.
Listen, she's looked into it. She knows.
So where's he running off now for Derek Jeter?
I can't get that jingle out of my head. Las Vegas.
And Doug. And Doug.
I don't know, just kind of hit me recently.
Great.
It's like Roxanne's other half is Doug. We call him Dig Doug, but it wouldn't work if Roxanne Wilder and Dig Doug. It just didn't work.
No. You just got to just Doug.
Plus, we use the regular voice from the guy from the commercial with the Doug part.
And Doug.
Yeah. So he's going to Vegas.
Yep.
For the rest of the week.
He's going to Vegas for the rest of the week?
It's for work, honey.
It is for work, and we're...
What do you mean
we're
it's for...
staying with my family.
Hold on. What do you mean it's for work?
It's for work. It's like, he has his big golf tournament that he does every
There's
year.
always a golf tournament. It seems there's a golf tournament every other day. There's a golf tournament that your fiance Dig Dug is running off to.
Here's the funny thing about golf tournaments. When you run a golf tournament or you manage a golf tournament, then all these other tendrils of golf tournaments happen, or golf outings that you have to participate in. It's like reciprocal. That's what I've been told.
You got to go to opening dinner. You got to go to green jacket night.
You want to go to their crummy golf tournament because you want them to come to your crummy golf tournament.
Yeah, like that.
I don't know.
And Doug.
All right, now listen.
Yeah.
That's going to have a high burn rate.
You think
So I'll tell you right now. So, okay.
And Doug.
You're going.
And Doug.
You really got to be selective on that. 'Cause that's going to... You really do.
Yeah, those are poison darts. Use them wisely.
I would like to point out, I don't know what it was, and I don't know if you guys witnessed this. I saw particularly reckless driving on the Howard Franklin to the point where I had to slow down, hit the brakes numerous times because I thought that there were going to be collisions, accidents, and I didn't want to get caught up in all the shrapnel. I had 2 reckless drivers. I had a pickup driver that was flying and going too fast. Then I had some guy in, looked like one of those Subaru boy racer cars. What are those called, Froggy? The Subaru boy, the
Rice Rocket?
No,
those are motorcycles.
That's a motorcycle. I think is it the WRX or something? It's
I don't know.
Yeah, and then they were flying, doing over 100 miles an hour, and then you had the pickup truck on the left side, you had the Subaru boy racer car on the right, and then they're trying to pass both slow cars and then get back into the same lane. So they're trying to get no turn signals, and they're trying to get over together, so they almost crashed into each other. But again, at 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, you got the weavers, the swervers, those that are like playing Frogger, just going in and out. And this morning, I just saw just particularly bad driving, and I saw like 3 or 4 times where I'm like, you know what? That's not safe. That is very close to a collision. And when that happens, you just got to back off. You just got to sit back. And if there's an accident, you don't want to get entangled. But I don't know what it is, why people, we have story after story of horrific wrecks. You see the stories on the news, and you still have people that are driving like absolute schmucks on wheels. And this morning was a particularly egregious morning for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Oh, geez, if there was an accident, they'd have to call their insurance company. Emu, and Doug.
Oh, yeah.
And Doug.
Yeah.
You just said use it sparingly.
No, that's the real one.
And Doug.
Yeah, not to be confused with
And Doug.
It's an octave higher. It's
well, you got to be able to work it out. Plus, that was done on a shoestring budget, and that was also done. And let's be very, very clear here. That was done by one person instead of like a whole group of singers in the Limu Emu commercial.
And Doug.
That's probably 3 or 4 singers.
Oh, you can hear it.
Oh, yeah. Whereas this right here.
And Doug.
That's one person that's layered trying to get that sound. That is pretty good stuff right there.
Listen, whoever sang ours is very talented. What's her name?
I'm not revealing my secrets on where I get my stuff.
And Doug.
Pretty sure that's a male singing.
No.
And Doug.
No, I'm not.
I want that music.
That's a one.
You what?
I want that jingle to play when I walk into a room.
No, you don't. I'm telling you, no. That's good 2 times, and then on the 3rd time, like, all right, cut it.
Get her out of here.
And who's ready for the morons of the news? Pretty solid morons of the news this morning, which we'll get to next in minutes on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Ladies and gentlemen, don't move. Hey, speaking of car wrecks. go, ladies and gentlemen. Morons in the news.
Barbara Streisand.
Got to get at least one Barbara Streisand in there. All right, man, I'm looking at a pretty serious pile today. We got some in-depth. This is not just scratch the surface kind of, remedial morons in the news. Good stuff today. All right, listen to this. This is a guy in Alabama who is a meth dealer, and it turns out that he assisted the popo. Once he was busted, the dude totally assisted the police. Why? Because he ran this huge methamphetamine operation, and he had a camera hidden in a bedroom fan, and it recorded all of the drug sales. So the cops then end up with a video recording of drug sale after drug sale after drug sale. It's Hoover, Alabama, which is just outside of Mobile. You ever been to Hoover, Alabama?
I've been to Mobile.
Who hasn't?
Yeah, Hoover, Alabama. I've been there. I've been to Mobile as well. If you've been to Mobile, you've been to Hoover. Yeah, Frog.
I think Hoover's near Birmingham. Not to get
hold on a sec. You're right. Yeah. Oh, so I've been to Birmingham as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fester.
Hoover's a southern suburb of Birmingham.
You're right. Listen, I had to keep things straight. Listen, Mobile affiliate for my afternoon program, Birmingham affiliate at one point for my. Yeah, so you're right. You're correct. Thank you, Fester.
But you know what?
Thank you for the geographical correction there.
What a big brain with the Alabama geography.
Yeah. Look at that.
Nope, just want to be correct. Listen,
thank you. Yes.
Alabama meth stories, though, really have no geographic home. It could be anywhere in the state.
All right. So Hoover, Alabama, thank you. And, there were people correcting me listening to the radio. People driving in their car. No, you dumbass. Hoover's outside of Birmingham, not Mobile. All right. Well, thank you for the geographical setting me straighter. All right. So this guy in Hoover has been described by the police in Alabama as a large-scale methamphetamine trafficker, part of a big organization. This dude is going to federal prison. Authorities say 49-year-old Robert Allen Osment, a radiology scan technician. What? That's not good enough? That's not good enough being a radiological scan technician at some kind of imaging joint?
No, he needs a side hustle.
That's not enough for you, so you got to be part of this big methamphetamine operation?
Well, he probably sees how much the radiologists are making and is like,
Well, this dude ran this drug operation in his neighborhood. This dude was just sentenced to more than 15 years in prison on gun and drug charges, according to a joint announcement. If you're running a drug operation, should you have joint announcements? Anyway, so they held a big press conference, and among what they revealed was the guy had a bedroom fan that had a camera installed, and it recorded everything.
You just can't trust your meth dealer anymore. What's the world coming to?
No, that's not the point. It's not he's in trouble.
Yeah.
He record. What do you mean you can't trust? No. It wasn't his.
I go to my meth dealer. I expect a private transaction.
Don't get all lippy over there.
I don't need my meth dealer recording everything. What's he doing?
But he wasn't.
Well, is he the dumbest meth dealer ever?
Yeah,
let me commit a litany of federal crimes and let me document it all.
But he didn't mean to, right?
Oh, he meant to. You don't put a camera in your fan for no reason.
No, well, yeah. I mean, he knew the fan contained the camera. He put it there.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like, all right, here's the deal.
Listen, if I
hang on a minute. A confiscated fan with a hidden video camera was recovered from the guy's bedroom. A search warrant was obtained for the video and audio footage. The video captured multiple hand-to-hand transactions where Osment was engaged in the sale of methamphetamine. So he put the video camera, I mean, this is pretty clever. So he had an oscillating fan. You know the fans that kind of go back and forth, they oscillate?
Yeah.
He had a little hidden camera device in the fan, so it was like his own, rigging. You know, like the NFL Skycam?
Oh, yeah, how they float around.
That flies and floats overhead during NFL games. This guy had his own, like NFL meth lab drug sale sky cam inside this oscillating fan. So the feds, they discovered this during the search of the place. They got a warrant so they could use the video, and boom. Not only did they know that he was selling, and a lot of times they'll send little undercovers in to buy, but then they get a video bonus package of this dude selling all kinds of methamphetamine with his camera hidden in a fan. So look at Fester. Fester's online on some website called Big Security.
So you know those tower fans that you can put like in the corner of the room?
Well, those are like air purifiers, which I think those things are a big scam.
Some of them are. A lot of them are just fans. They just move air.
Yeah, you get those like tower purifiers, and you're like, do these things really purify the air?
Well,
I know that air cleaning and air filtering, there's a lot of scammage in that space.
No way. The ones that have a sharper image, those work real good.
Sharper image.
So there's plenty of those with a little high definition camera bolted into it.
Wait a sec. You're telling me that there are air purifiers that have cameras built in?
I don't think these are all air purifiers. A lot of them are just tower fans. You put them in a corner.
So they're selling these things as really a surveillance device hidden inside what people think is just a air purifier that you would. Well, that's the deal. You know, with these nanny cams these days, you can buy so many devices where you have no idea that there's a hidden camera.
You can put them in the stuffed animals.
No, you don't even have to put them in there. The companies sell everyday common devices, clocks. I think I even saw like a toaster oven for the kitchen that had like a built-in camera.
Oh, yeah. Cameras are everywhere.
Yeah, and half the time, if somebody wants to record you, you don't even know that they've got a camera.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just love the fact that in an oscillating fan, guy had a camera in there and it recorded all these drug sales that the feds then used that against him as well.
Maybe I missed this part, but what room was the fan located in?
In a bedroom.
In the bedroom. Okay, so maybe so did he have the recorder, the video recorder in there for purposes of videoing all of his drug transactions for himself, or did he have it in there for like sexual reasons?
Yeah, what else did the cop find? Ugh.
You know, if it's in the bedroom and
Good point.
On the ceiling.
Yep. In bedroom fan is what the feds say in their news release. All right, listen to this. This is why we call it morons in the news. A judge has sentenced a woman to over 100 years in prison for poisoning a guy's oatmeal and then strangling him with his quote-unquote favorite tie.
I mean, if I'm going to get strangled, I want my favorite tie to be involved.
Oh, my God. I'm looking at her mugshot. I can hold this up to MJTV. Hey, Andrew, tell me, you got a good shot of this? You got a good mugshot of her right here on... All right, so, folks, remember, MJTV is our streaming video, and MJTV is all show every day, Monday through Friday. We turn the cameras on at 6. We shut it off at the end of the show, close to 10 o'clock. So MJTV is the visual component of the MJ Morning Show. You can watch us live. You can watch us streaming live every morning, or you can just go back and watch at your leisure, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Hey, I want to watch what the MJ Morning Show looked like doing the radio show. Just go to mjmorningshow.com and click on MJTV. So I just held the mugshot of this woman up. This woman's in Indiana, and she's been convicted of poisoning a guy's oatmeal and then strangling the guy to death with what was described as his favorite tie.
She kind of has that strangulation look.
You know what? I mean, she is a straight Indiana 8, man. She's
what the hell's a straight Indiana 8?
You know, an Indiana 8.
Are you talking about on the 1 to 10 scale?
Oh, yeah. An Indiana 8 is like a 4 in Florida, but you put them in Indiana, and they're an 8. You ever heard of the Indiana 8?
Well, different states have different.
Dude, you just made, maybe not, because you spend time in Indiana because of your RV sales.
Listen.
And isn't Indiana the RV building capital of the world?
In or around Elkhart's, where most of them are built.
Right.
And I'll tell you right now, you put her in Los Angeles, she's a 1.
Oh, yeah,
You
for
put her
sure.
in South Beach, maybe a 1.5.
Maybe 2.
You put her in Indiana, she's a 10.
Alabama, she's a homecoming queen.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Isn't that a lyric in the Alanis Morissette song?
What?
Isn't it ironic getting strangled by your favorite tie?
I don't think so.
Isn't it ironic?
You know what? Alanis Morissette should make a 2023 version of Isn't It Ironic?
Guys, let me tell the damn story here. All right, so Judge Casati in Indiana sentenced Heidi Marie Littlefield. She's 42 years old. She does not look 42. I thought she was in her mid to late 20s. So actually, gene-wise, I think she's doing pretty well.
Looks like Hailey Bieber's cracked out sister.
She was sentenced to 115 years in state prison on Friday. County records show, and a report by Law and Crime detailed that she was sentenced to 60 years for murder, 35 years for conspiracy to commit murder, resulting in death, 20 years for conspiracy to commit murder, but not resulting in death for the attempted poisonings. And these are going to run consecutively. She gets 740 days credit for time already served.
Good for her.
So
she'll be out in 98 years.
Oh, my God. So this woman is just clearly a psychopath.
Does the tie, is it shown anywhere? Was it entered into evidence?
I'm sure it was. I don't have a picture of that. But after she and her daughter poisoned the victim's food on 3 instances, including his oatmeal, she ultimately attacked this man, Francis Kelly, a 46-year-old, in his home, strangled him to death with his favorite tie.
Oh.
And the murder stemmed from a custody dispute. Kelly was the father of Littlefield's younger than 2-year-old daughter. Blah, blah, blah.
How do we know that it was his favorite tie?
Because he was like, that's my favorite tie.
Is it disrespectful for him to have it be buried in it?
Ooh, good
Too
question.
soon?
I don't think he died.
Anyway.
He said strangled to death.
He said die. Right, he died.
You
right?
don't strangle somebody to live.
Oh, I thought he lived.
You know what that's called? It's called tie-dye.
Oh,
sorry.
No.
Wait a minute.
It's tie-dye.
That's a good question. Do they bury him in that tie?
It was his favorite tie.
And she did it while playing some Grateful Dead music. Little tie-dye action there. Hey, Fester, this is something that I think you'd be involved with. I saw this headline. I'm like, Fester.
All right, so it's obviously a low-level scam.
2 Florida men accused of stealing 7,000 pounds of used cooking oil from a restaurant.
You know what? I knew a guy who could turn cooking oil. He used to go to places.
How does that work? Because I know that you have guys or you've got companies that will suck out all of the old cooking oil from, do they call it a trap? Is it an oil trap? Or I know that restaurants, they have a way to drain or store their old oil from their fryers. And I know there are businesses, there's a thing with used oil. Now, I know that there are some diesel engines that can be converted to use old cooking oil. I think you got to filter and strain it and get all the onion ring particles out. But I think there's a market for used oil.
I knew a guy who had an old Mercedes, like a 1970 Mercedes.
That could run on cooking oil.
And it smelled like French fries.
Yeah, my brother, I think he still has it. My bro, hold on a minute. What time is it? Yeah, I might be able to get a hold of him. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, I still don't know how you'd make money off of this oil. I mean, there has to be some kind of way to cash it in.
It's 6:48 in the morning. My brother's typically an early riser. My brother had like an old F-250 diesel, and the thing runs or ran on cooking oil.
Leave a message.
Yeah, he's not. I don't know where he is. Just went to voicemail. So I don't know if he still has the damn thing. But you're right. You'd run it, and it smells like a fast food restaurant, like the French fry deal. Yeah. So when I saw this, I'm like, Fester.
I got to tell you, I'm out on that scam. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of merch to handle. That's messy.
Yeah, 2 guys arrested, Flagler County, other side of the state. A deputy caught them stealing used cooking oil from a local restaurant. 2 guys, Rui Jen Lin and Rong Chen.
I'd hang out with those guys. I mean, they sound like awesome guys.
Yeah, apparently they're from the Gainesville area. They were caught stealing about $5,000 worth of cooking oil from Woody's Barbecue off State Road 100 and I-95. A sheriff deputy was on patrol just doing a business check around 3:15 in the morning, and saw Lynn and Chen wearing headlamps on their head as they pumped used cooking oil out of a vat kept in a fenced-in area behind the restaurant.
Yeah, if you go behind a restaurant, sometimes you'll see like a black plastic dumpster or
Right.
something like that, and that's where they keep the oil.
They were pumping the cooking oil into a white box truck, which had a large storage container inside for the oil. They had bolt cutters. They had a pump. They had all kinds of stuff. They had a pry bar, all kinds of burglar tools. And deputies said that Lynn is the owner of a Jacksonville company called L&L Recycling. They own a company that buys and recycles old cooking oil, but in this case, they tried to increase their profits by stealing oil. So you add to the bottom line there by stealing cooking. My brother just called in. I guess he saw that we called. Hey, Drew, we're live on the air. Good morning, buddy.
Hey, I have no idea what these random numbers are. I usually ignore them.
All right, well, no, that's my studio hotline that just called you. Hey, we were just talking about a pair of thieves. They were busted stealing 7,000 pounds of used cooking oil from a Woody's barbecue restaurant. And I was talking about how you had a truck that ran on, like, cooking oil. Fester was talking about a friend that had an old Mercedes diesel that could run on old French fry oil. Do you still have that old F-250 that runs on oil?
Same one.
And do you still use, like, old cooking oil from fryers to run your vehicle?
Well, I kind of have a warehouse full of it, but I don't really have a whole lot of time to deal with it, you know?
But it runs on, like, French fry oil out of, like, a McDonald's deep fryer, right?
Yeah, I mean, literally, you can filter it and pour it right in any diesel, and it'll run.
Yeah, so if you got the oil from like the Long John Silver, would your truck smell like shrimp?
Or do you have to get the little, like, the breading crumbs out of the oil? Will that clog your engine?
How would it smell like shrimp if I got the fish and chips?
Or cod planks. I mean, we can go on and on. I mean, I'm just using it
that's
as
a
an
good
example.
question. Why are you saying it smells like shrimp if it's Long John Silver's and you got fish and chips?
They serve all kinds of things at Long John.
All
Have
right.
have you two not been to an LJS in a while?
It's been a long time for me. Now, Drew, do you have to, like, take the little bits of, like, French fried nubs out of the oil?
So the wrong way to do it is to put oil directly in a vehicle. Right. Although it'll run on that because Diesel created his engine to run on peanut oil originally.
Wow.
So the engine was designed to run on oil, which it runs fine on oil. But it also causes a lot of carbon buildup, and it's not great for the engine. So the best thing is to convert it to biodiesel, which is a transesterification reaction.
I have no idea what the hell you're saying.
You have to do a process of mixing. You got to filter the oil.
Yeah.
And get all the particles out of
right.
it. You know, usually you filter it down to about 10 microns. Then you...
Okay, I've had enough. Anyway, the bottom line here, Drew, bottom line here, these guys ran an oil recycling...
Biodiesel.
There you go. So these guys ran an oil recycling business, and they said, hey, you know, we can go ahead and buy used oil from people, or we can just go ahead and steal it at 3:15 in the morning from a Woody's barbecue, and that's apparently what they did. Hey, buddy, I'm running late. Thank you for calling back, Drew.
You have the patience of a flea.
Goodbye, Drew.
Goodbye.
It's amazing. Have no patience. You know, it's amazing that MJ and Drew come from the same parents. I mean, MJ, this ball of personality and energy, and then wet blanket Drew.
That's usually how it is.
Hey, I'm not done with the morons in the news. We'll sprinkle some throughout the morning. Hey, I want to talk about my good friends over at Two Cups.
whatever it tells me to do.
All right, this is a very, very sad and unfortunate situation, and I don't know how the hell this happens. Welcome back, folks. MJ here with the crew, 7:02. A North Carolina, this is a cautionary tale, I'm telling you right now. This is a lesson to be learned that you can't always follow GP. Do you remember what I said? Do you remember when they closed the 4th Street exit on southbound 275? Do you remember that I said that there are going to be GPSs that are going to tell people to exit here, and it wouldn't surprise me if someone ends up ramming through the road closed barricades? So obviously, if you're regular and you're on 275 southbound, you're coming over the Howard Franklin Bridge from Tampa into St. Petersburg, and the first exit is 4th Street. But that's been closed now for what?
Year and a half?
Over a year and a half. It's been closed for a long time because they're building the new bridge. They got to widen there. They got the gateway. I don't know what the hell's going on. But they're building a whole new overpass. They had to move things, shift things, but they had to close the exit. And as you're traveling southbound on I-275, you see the big road sign, and I think it's like orange, and it says closed. And, of course, at some point, 4th Street is going to open back up. But I had said that there are going to be GPSs that are going to tell people, exit here, exit now. And it wouldn't surprise me if people, even though there are barricades, you got Bob's barricades, road closed, Jersey barriers, it wouldn't surprise me if somebody, follows the GPS and goes and just starts smashing through all these barricades.
Yeah, just mindlessly turning where your car tells you.
My favorite is in The Office when Steve Carell, like Michael, turns right into
the boat ramp.
The boat ramp.
He drove down a boat ramp into a lake. Right?
I would do something like that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. And, man, this is a sad story. This is, we have a lot of vehicular crap today. If I had one person send me this video, I've had 100. And it's this woman out in California that appears to be totally zoned out. And she's on the freeway driving on 3 tires. One is gone. The tailgate of her vehicle's all lifted up. I mean, the lady's like a disheveled mess. Hang on, we'll get into that later on. But this is just a sad story. And it's an example of you got to be careful, and you still have to be alert. Even though your GPS is telling you something, if your eyes and brain are telling you something else, you probably want to pay a little attention here. So this is a sad story. I mean, this doesn't have a happy ending. A North Carolina dude is gone. He's dead. His GPS took him to a defunct bridge and dropped him off the edge into a creek, or it might even be a crick.
In North Carolina, it is, in fact, a crick.
That's a crick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
into a crick.
A lot of these GPS systems, you have to manually update them. Or I remember we bought a Ford Explorer in 2008, and it had the
dude. That was
maybe back then.
That was 2008. Yeah, my vehicle
15 years ago.
My vehicle updates. Well, listen, you're talking to a guy that's driving a 2004 Lincoln Town
car. Do you
car.
not have any idea how many cars that are 10 years old on the road?
There are a lot of cars.
Okay, so a lot of cars have a technology that you need to manually update the GPS.
I believe that I did see recently that the average age of cars on the road is among the highest ever, especially with the pandemic, the chip shortage, the supply issues, blah, blah. You know what? Let me mark something down. I got to figure out if this is true. I read something else about the car supply. Let me mark this down before I forget. Car supply.
I can tell you right now, with the invention and popularity of Waze, the Waze app,
right?
I never even think about my car's GPS any longer. However,
yeah, so many people use Waze.
Back in the day when that was the cutting edge technology, Ford would email me every 2 years, update your GPS, and we never would.
They don't do it. Listen, guess what? I remember my 2002 BMW, and you had to buy new CDs from Navtech or something.
So what was this guy driving?
Well, hold on. He was driving a 2000. Hold on. I know what year the bridge went out. Hang on a minute. Let me just tell the story here first. Let me tell the complete story. The guy's name was Philip Paxson, 47-year-old father of 2 girls. He was driving his Jeep at night from his oldest daughter's birthday party in Hickory, North Carolina, when his GPS led him to a bridge that had been inoperative since heavy flooding wrecked the bridge in July of 2013. It was dark. I mean, this reads like some kind of it was a dark and rainy night, and he was following his GPS, which led him down a concrete road to a bridge that dropped off into a river.
What an idiot.
That's according to Paxson's mother-in-law, Linda McPhee Koenig, said in a Facebook post. The bridge had been destroyed 9 years ago, never repaired. It lacked any barriers or warning signs to prevent the death of a 47-year-old father of 2 daughters. He'll be greatly missed by his family and friends. How do you have a bridge that was wrecked by flooding 9 years ago in 2013 and there are no barriers to prevent you from... How is that even possible in the United States of America, even in some backwoods Hickory, North Carolina area? How is this possible that there is no indication that the road you're traveling down has a bridge that has been out for 9 years, and if you continue, you're going to drive over the edge into a creek?
I swear I've only seen this in like 80s and 90s movies where they're like trying to get away. They're like, the bridge is out.
That's right.
Yeah,
the bridge is just jumping.
Or there's a sign that says bridge out.
Yeah.
And then they ram through the barricade and the splinters of the wood go everywhere.
And then they land perfectly.
So not only was the bridge washed out, they did at one time have barricades, and those were washed out or were removed as well.
Well, that doesn't make... So there were barricades. My story doesn't... so you're looking at a local news story from WCNC, which I think is a Charlotte TV station.
Didn't he see nothing ahead of him as he was driving?
Well, it was at night, but still, I mean, you talk about a nightmare. I mean, you're not driving in Chechnya here. You're driving in North Carolina, even though it was kind of backwoods and rural. You got a trap, like you're driving down a road and suddenly you expect there to be a bridge and boom, you drive right over the edge and down. This is insane.
Choose this yourself.
Okay, what was he driving?
He was driving a Jeep.
What year?
I do not have the year of the Jeep. That was not in the story.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
Do you think that there were more things that happened like this before or after GPS, the advent of GPS? Because before, you've just got to pay attention to your surroundings and figure it out.
Listen.
And after...
If there's some kind of a death trap and you're driving down, if you don't know the area and you're driving down some kind of dark backwoods road, I don't think it mattered whether you have GPS or not. If you're driving down a road and there's supposed to be a bridge there and suddenly you fly off the edge like you're in some kind of freaking cartoon.
Yeah, it's too late by the time you realize what's
exactly.
going on.
But the reason why I want to bring up the story is that people rely on GPS, and there are some people that will do whatever it tells you to do, even though your brain and eye should be saying, no, I shouldn't do that. And I know we've had stories of like elderly people like driving into canals. You've had people turn onto railroad tracks.
Yeah.
It's like, turn right here. It's like, not on the railroad tracks, after the railroad. In another 50 feet, turn right on a road. Don't turn on the actual railroad tracks. And people have done it. I remember some story where an elderly couple, somewhere in the U.S., it might have been Pennsylvania, and they ended up driving into a canal because it said, turn right, and they turned right. But they turned right, like right off the edge of the road into a canal, and I can't. Look, right.
Elderly couple stuck in the mud for 2 nights after GPS leads them off course.
2 nights.
I'm
hungry, babe.
This happened back in 2013.
Right. If you do a Google search for people that drove into very dangerous situations because they were following the GPS, you can find, I'm telling you, dozens of stories online. And that's why I wanted to just mention this, is you got to use common sense. Your GPS might tell you to do something, But if your eyes and brain are saying, maybe I shouldn't do that. There are some people that are like, I'm doing whatever the hell the GPS says. Whatever that lady tells me to do, I'm doing it.
Right.
Even if it means I'm driving into a freight train coming right at me.
He was driving a 2020 truck or Jeep.
Yeah, I just saw, so that's in your the news story you just found?
In the local story, it
All
says
right.
it was a 2020
Gotcha.
Jeep.
Probably got some good air.
So what kind of GPS system hasn't updated in 7 years?
I don't know. But why is this bridge still out? And if there were once road barriers, why were they removed? Why were they not replaced? Why weren't there like permanent barricades, like those concrete Jersey barricades? Why weren't those put there to prevent someone from doing it? This is
link when kids moved them, thinking it was funny.
Did any of you guys recall a story of like an old man turning onto like a runway of an airport?
that sounds familiar as well.
Yeah.
I mean, crazy
Yeah.
stories.
That sounds somewhat familiar.
Do you guys have British or English GPS voices in your car?
I don't. I just have an American sounding lady.
Oh, I have British because I feel like I take orders from her better
I
than
have
if it was
Shaq.
just. Then
take a look.
Shaq GPS.
On
Shaq
Waze, on Waze, Shaq was one of the optional voices. You could-
Really?
Yeah, I think
For
so.
real?
That
No,
sounds familiar.
that's awesome.
No,
No,
what's it, Alexa?
I'm sure he was.
No, or maybe my Alexa. I could tell my Alexa to Shackify me, and
So-
then it would, you could download Shaq.
Get
voice
out
on
of here.
Alexa.
There's no Shaq
You're a
GPS
liar.
voice.
Maybe not, but
Get the hell out of here.
I think it might. Now
Watch
that I
No,
out.
think,
there's not.
The
now
bridge
that,
is out
listen,
ahead.
now that I think about it, I think Alexa had Shaq as like an optional voice.
Get out of
And
I
like-
can imagine you got Shaq GPS and you're programming to go from your house, let's say, to your friend's house for a Super Bowl party, and then Shaq just detours you to Papa John's to get a Shaq-a-roni. What would that sound like?
I felt like you were hungry. Oh, sorry. I don't do Shaq. That's you.
Yeah, you should stay away from that.
All right. So, Festa, do a Shaq. That's, you're on the way. Let's say you're on the way to the hospital because your wife is in labor. And if it was the Shaq GPS, it just randomly takes you to a Papa John's.
Turn left here. Pull into Papa John's, get a Shaq-a-roni. $1 from every Shaq-a-roni goes to causes people care about.
What I like about Shaq GPS is that he doesn't get ruffled even if you're about to turn into a lake or off a boat ramp or something.
Anyway, listen, the bottom line is, folks, use your GPS intelligently. In this case, it might not have been that dark road, middle of the night, unlighted. GPS is telling you, go down this road, and boom, that's like a death trap. That's insane. All right, hey, speaking of death traps, you've got to hear the story. There is a woman that was driving on the interstate, and you're not going to believe what this woman did. People pulled her over. They got her out of the car. I've had dozens of people send me this video, and this story is absolutely insane. Hold on. Next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. Hey. gentlemen. Thank you. All right, it's the MJ Morning Show, 725. This begins right now, the long chunk of the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Welcome, everybody. Froggy had a very spooky incident. This could have been actually dangerous, so we'll get to that here in just a minute. Stand by. Speaking of car situations, if you were not listening to the last segment, we were talking about a guy up in North Carolina, a father of 2 girls. This dude was on some back-ass road in North Carolina. A bridge was out. The bridge was missing since 2013. There were no barricades, no signs, and the guy just drove right off the edge. What do you say, like Toonces, the driving cat, Froggy?
Yeah, like reminds me of Toonces.
I mean, this is just insane, and the guy passed away.
Oh.
This is just, a couple of weeks ago up in North Carolina. So we're just talking last segment about following GPS, and there are some people that will put common sense aside and, if the GPS says to make a right turn, if there's a moose in the road, there's all kinds of glass and nails and metal shrapnel, people will still drive over all that crap because the GPS said, drive here. Oncoming train? Yep, you just turn right onto the tracks. Yep. There are people that will just follow the GPS. Anyway, there's another car story. Fester, do you have that report from CBS out in Los Angeles? This is a nutty story. I swear, dozens of people send me this. And I think I started getting these like late last week that people started sending this. I just didn't get around to it. But this is insane. And this woman, she must have been totally out of it. And I think there's a bit of a backstory here.
Oh, there has to be a backstory.
Well,
this just doesn't happen.
This is nuts. So this woman was driving on the 405, which is big north-south freeway in Los Angeles, the 405. By the way, just incidentally, LA is like the only place where they put the in front of their freeways.
I didn't know they do that.
Yeah, it's like, you get on the 101, you get on the 10, you get on the 5, you get on the 405.
That would be similar to us saying the 275
exactly.
or the 4 or the 75.
The 75.
Yeah, when we say that locally, it sounds just weird as crap.
Should we try to start saying that?
No. It's just, for whatever reason, out in LA, it's just part of the nomenclature. It's just accepted. And if you don't say the in front of the roads out in L.A. or out in California, then it sounds weird if you don't. But if we say, to get over here to the Q105 MJ Morning Show studios, you get on the 275.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get on the 275.
The only thing that works for us is like you get on the Veterans. Or you get on, when you have like a proper name, I guess, you get on the Leroy Selman.
The Gandhi, the Howard Franklin, the Courtney Campbell, but
that
those
works.
are names.
We don't do it in front of interstates.
But in the numbered roads, it's weird. Yeah, you get on the 75. Yeah, you get on the 4. Out in California, it just sounds natural. It's unnatural if you don't. Anyway, this woman is on the 405 freeway, and people sent me the raw video of this. This was floating around all last week on social media, and this woman is oblivious as she's driving down the freeway on the 405. The front right tire is gone and shredded. She's driving on a rim. The back tailgate of her vehicle is open, and she's just driving down the road like, hey, nothing's wrong. What are you doing there, Fester?
I went to reload it. I think it went to the next video because we let it play. So
all right.
I got to reload
All right, so you got to wait for the ad? All right, I want you to hear this. This is a report. This is a report from Channel 2 in Los Angeles, and it is crazy. All right, listen to this story here. All right.
Trunk open and riding on 3 wheels and sparks on the 405 freeway. A videographer caught a woman driving dangerously in Orange County. She then rear-ended another car, pulled over, and explained what was going on. CBS 2 Orange County reporter Michelle Geely shows us the bizarre end to an already strange story.
What the heck is going on right here?
Sparks were flying as Instagram personality OC Insta News gave a play-by-play of a wild scene Tuesday on the 405 in Irvine.
Rather dangerous situation happening here on the 405. tailgate open. There's no tailgate party going on in sight, but this guy is just letting it all hang loose right now.
The driver of the black Audi was actually a woman riding on 3 tires.
Right.
The steel brake disc on her right front scraped along the pavement.
All right, do you see this thing? It's like the rim. The rim is gone too. She's just driving on the brake disc.
She's worn it down the whole way to just the little tiny center part.
Hang on, guys. The console just went nuts in here again. Hey, Andrew, I'm telling you, I don't know if we're going to be on the air much longer.
So when we play internet audio, it screws up our microphones?
Nope. It had nothing to do with that. It was already playing. Okay. So hold on, guys. Now I got to figure out.
Your microphone sounds weird.
My microphone actually sounds better.
Now I fixed it again.
Just positive thoughts, guys. We'll get through it.
All right. So let me go back to the internet audio here. Listen to this. This is from Channel 2 in Los Angeles. But look at the front right of this vehicle. She is driving on the brake disc on the 405 freeway. She's driving at like highway speed. She's oblivious.
As she flew past traffic going full speed.
How do you not feel that? Or no? Can you hear the scraping?
This
it's
guy.
like it's.
This is amazing.
He's got some cojones to pull up next to her and roll down his window and stick his phone out the window to get that audio. It's amazing.
Hey, Andrew, do me a favor. You got to get this video. Get the video report up. This is from CBS 2 Los Angeles. Can you put this up? All right, it's already up. So, Andrew's, is it on videos we mentioned? All right, folks, when it's safe, don't do it while you're driving. But when it's safe, you got to take a look at this video. I mean, I don't know how oblivious you can possibly be, but is she on drugs? You know, on the video that I saw, because people sent me the raw video, when she got out of the car, once they finally stopped her, it looked like there were pills on her seat as she got out of the vehicle.
That's the only way. She had to have been pilled to the gills.
She had to be pilled up because it is, but you can hear her speak in just a minute. But it looks like there was some heavy trauma to the front right. It looks like she smashed into something because the whole front right quarter panel is all mashed up.
And whatever she smashed into took off the tire.
It looks like
it took off the rim.
It looked like
it pulled the lug nuts off of the chassis.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was thinking
serious.
She symmetrically wore it down like a drill at a dentist's office.
So it looks like she was in an accident. The whole front right of the car is mangled, and whatever she hit, it ripped, as Fester said, it ripped the whole tire and wheel off of the car, and she's just tooling down on her brake discs.
I want to see the street. The street must be destroyed.
On like the axle. You know, and then, how much damage did she cut this massive groove into the 405?
For miles.
All right, here's the rest.
Get off the road.
She's waving at him.
The guy's yelling, "Get off the road!" And she's just waving back, "Hi."
It's a cardigan.
I don't know how I feel about this guy because he doesn't call police. I mean, were there other people calling police?
Well, he's an Insta influencer. Isn't that what the news reporter introduced him as?
Listen, when you're an influencer,
this is content.
Yeah,
bro.
when you're an influencer, you cannot use your phone to call 911. You got to use your phone to record the video. Because you're a professional influencer or whatever the hell you are.
Imagine if MJ saw this, he would take out his phone and start videoing. You know he would.
It's probably true.
Here we go. Listen.
Nonchalantly at OC Insta News and keeps on going. In the next clip, the blonde-haired woman is getting out of the car. Irvine police say she hit a driver on Quail Hill Road just off the Sand Canyon exit.
Are you on drugs right now?
No, not at all. My car gave out. I mean, I had somebody help me before, and apparently the brake did not stop.
Do you know you're driving on 3 wheels right now?
Here's the fourth tire shredded in the back of the car. Several people made calls to Irvine police.
All right, so the fourth tire was shredded in the rear of the car. So did she have an accident, rip the whole tire and wheel off, and then she placed it in the back of her vehicle and then decides to drive on her brake disc? on the freeway. I mean, this is nuts. All right, let me roll the rest of this thing.
Officers say there was no evidence of impaired driving during an evaluation. She was not arrested.
So the cops said there was no evidence of impaired driving? I saw in the raw, I don't know if they're including this on CBS 2 in Los Angeles, but on the raw video, she gets out of her driver's seat, and there appeared to be a couple of pills that are on the seat as she gets out of the car. Yeah, Andrew.
Yes, when you look at our website,
yep.
I have both the raw video and the news video.
Okay. All right, so 2 different videos. You can watch the news report and then go ahead and watch the raw video. And when she gets out of the vehicle, once they coax her out, when she's at this intersection, after she apparently rear-ended a car at the intersection in her Audi SUV, then you can see there are pills on the seat. So did the cops not investigate that? How are there no signs of impairment if the woman is driving and scraping on her brake discs and axle down the 405?
Sorry, could you please cut me a
Are you having a hard day?
You drive because you can kill people. You can kill people.
In Irvine, Michelle Geely, CBS 2 News.
All right.
She doesn't sound terribly intoxicated.
And then she starts crying.
I mean, she wasn't arrested at the scene.
Did you see like the flames shooting up from the brake axle disc that's like dragging on the 405 freeway?
All right, it's a little exaggerating. It wasn't flames. It was just a trail of horrific sparks.
Dude, it looked like orange flame coming out of that thing. Anyway, if you want to take a look at this, go to our website. Go to mjmorningshow.com. You got to see, this is not to be believed. I mean, you have to have something seriously wrong. You've got to have some malfunction going on that you would continue to drive a car the way she did with missing a whole wheel and tire on the right front. All right, the video is up at mjmorningshow.com. That's mjmorningshow.com. And just click on videos that we mentioned on the show. It should be on the top. You might have to scroll over, but that's where both videos are. The raw video that I originally saw, and then the Channel 2 report from CBS in Los Angeles. All right, Froggy apparently awoke to something very creepy in his haunted house. Didn't you recently tell us that the previous owner of your house passed away in your house and you guys bought the damn thing anyway?
Of course we did. Why wouldn't we? What does that mean?
Yeah, everybody dies somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure people have died in a lot of people's houses, right?
Well, yeah. And are there rules that has to be disclosed, or how does that work?
Hang on a sec. What did you just say?
I'm sure tons of people live in houses that people have actually died in.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Well, I think it's also different whether someone dies of natural causes or whether there's like some, horrific, gruesome, news event that happened in a house. I think that obviously changes things dramatically.
I think he just dropped dead in the kitchen is what I hear.
Yeah, it depends on the location, too.
Well, that would make sense, yeah.
So how did you find that out? Did they tell you, did they disclose that when you purchased the house, or just rumors in the neighborhood? How is that information presented?
Well, his children were involved in the transaction, so they let us know how it happened.
Gotcha.
And they just
it
said,
didn't affect us, really. We just said, that's not a big deal. He was an old-timer.
All right, so they just said that their beloved father passed away in the house?
He just sort of smacked his head on the sink. And,
are you kidding? Really?
Yeah.
Well, then this adds up.
It was quite a scene.
Wait a minute. Hold, I didn't know this.
I told you this last week.
No, you told us he died at the house.
You told us exactly.
I said he dropped out of the kitchen.
You told us that Bob died in your house, the previous owner. You didn't tell us that he collapsed and whacked his head on the sink. That then adds up 100%.
Oh my gosh, it does.
You're just all right, ladies and gentlemen, listeners to the MJ Morning Show. And now the rest of the story. Froggy comes in this morning and says, this is just before we're going on the air this morning, and says, oh my God, I woke up this morning and go on, tell us.
Okay, well, there's a weird sound like a yeah, sort of like this.
Was that it?
But it was distant. I was like, what the hell is that? My bedroom was...
Hang on, stop. All right, Andrew, run that sound again. Run it again. Should we do like mystery name that sound and have callers call in and identify the sound that Froggy heard when he woke up?
It's pretty clear, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we've given.
I know what it is.
I think we've given too much away. All right, so Froggy, you wake up, you hear this.
Yeah, I hear it distantly, and I'm like, what is that? And I go to make my morning cup of coffee.
And it's still there?
It's getting closer and closer as I'm going to make it.
Right.
As I'm walking towards the kitchen, I get in the kitchen, and I guess the what is that thing? The compactor?
The garbage disposal?
Garbage disposal.
Dude, it's not a compactor.
Not a compactor, you're right.
It's a garbage disposal.
Garbage disposal is running, and I don't know when it started. I don't know how there was nothing near it that could have hit it. Old dead man Bob did it.
Well, that's what it seems like.
did.
So if Bob, listen to this, if Bob, the previous owner, if he dropped dead in the kitchen, you said that he hit his head on the sink? That's what the family told you?
Yes, that's what the word was.
And then the garbage disposal is running all night long? I think the obvious explanation is old man Bob flipped that switch, turned it on.
Yeah. Trying to burn down the place?
About 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe so.
The thing is, we're getting work done on our house. Maybe he's doesn't want it to happen, and he's trying to, I don't know, trying to stop it.
What kind of work are you getting done in your house?
Well, we're getting our bathroom done, and we're getting a little more of our kitchen done.
Oh, he doesn't want the kitchen changed.
Bob does not want the kitchen. Exactly.
Oh, my gosh.
Instead, he wants a shrine to him erected in your kitchen.
You know what? You need to get an exorcist going on in there.
I need one of those cameras.
You need an exorcism.
And I need one of those sound machines that could pick up ghosts.
You need the ghost hunters to come by and stake out your place at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And they got those weird antennas. They'll walk around and go, "Wee, we're getting a signal over here. Hold on a sec. We're getting a signal over by the garbage disposal.
We're getting a high reading over here.
Right over here. There we go. Look at that. Hold on. We're getting a reading. Do you hear that? Yeah, it's Bob. He just flipped on the incinerator.
I don't know. It's weird, man. And it's weird. It's like a button you push. It's not a switch. So there's no way it could have accidentally happened.
You have the button, yeah, we have that too.
That's in the sink.
Oh.
You
Yeah.
just push down.
Yeah, so on our sink, we've got a stainless steel sink, and next to the faucet, a little over to the right, there's a two-way switch. It's like a waterproof switch.
And you got to really push it.
Yeah, you got to push it down. And that's our disposal. That's how ours works.
Yeah.
The old style. I was once in a house. I think even growing up as a kid, you had the regular light switch.
Switch on the wall.
Yeah, a little switch on the wall right behind the sink to turn on your garbage disposal. But the way it's done now is you get that rubberized waterproof switch that it's just kind of like a push down switch. So you wake up this morning and your garbage disposal's going
just
on.
Fired up.
You have no idea how long it was running. And what's the deal? Aren't you, I don't know if this is an old garbage disposal wives' tale, but I always thought that you got to run the water with the garbage disposal or else you're going to burn it up.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, that's what my dad always told me.
Is that real or is that fake?
I think that's fake, but the water helps the particulates go down.
Yeah, I mean, clearly you want to mix water with the food that you're chopping up, and that just helps for it to probably go down the pipe quicker.
Smelled a little burny.
Oh, yeah,
I got to be honest.
Okay.
So I'll let you know if anything else happens tonight with Bob. I'm going to set up a camera.
Hey, Fester, go to the Google.
Okay.
Go to the Google and type in, do you have to run the water when operating the garbage disposal? let me see what Google has to say about this.
Sounds like one of those wives' tales, you have to wait an hour before swimming after you eat.
Yeah, before we move on. All right. Do run water down the drain when you run your garbage disposal. Your garbage disposal works in tandem with your home's plumbing system to get rid of food scraps. If you don't run water down the drain while you run the garbage disposal, there's nothing to help move those ground-up food scraps along through the pipes.
All right, so that sounds pretty official because it sounds like it came from a plumber.
Yeah, that's from therouterworks.com.
I'll trust that.
Yeah, but what about, can you burn up your garbage disposal if you're not cooling it? Is it like a nuclear reactor where you got to run cool water to prevent the reactor from having a meltdown?
All right, so
yeah.
I typed in garbage disposal.
And then I got to pop those potassium iodide pills. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I typed in garbage disposal burn up.
Yeah, exactly.
And it says if your garbage disposal has a burning smell.
What does it say about dead Bob turning it on at 3 a.m?
Oh my God! It says something about that.
That's the next line. If it has a burning smell, it's probably because of the dead old man in the house.
Dead old man turned it on at 3:15 in the morning.
If it smells, Froggy, it says the motor or capacitor may be burned out, but it doesn't explain why it randomly just turned on.
Does it say anything about a ghost finger possibly pushing it? And is that possible?
Ghost finger.
Because you would think he wouldn't be able to push it because he's invisible.
Is it a push thing where it could have gotten lodged in the middle of on and off and then just
I don't know. It was fine when I went to sleep.
Chose on.
When I made my around the house rounds, it was fine.
Making sure all the doors are locked.
Yes.
Making sure that the Carrollwood killer doesn't drop by Town and Country.
Let's hope not. Hope he stays in Carrollwood.
Well, let us know if there are any further happenings. But if you're renovating the house and you're doing some kitchen updates, maybe old man Dead Bob, the previous owner, he's not happy about you changing the kitchen, man.
I have a fish camera that I'm going to set up. It has a black light on, or a night vision.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to set that up tonight.
Oh, man, you might see old Dead Bob's skeleton kind of sashay across the kitchen floor and that little skeleton finger pushing that button, turning that sucker on one more time.
I hope he has skin at least.
Yeah.
Now, is it possible that little Luke came down and turned it on and scared the hell out of himself and ran back upstairs?
I don't know why he would do that.
There it is. Hey, does your camera have audio or just video?
It does. It has audio. Yeah.
Oh, good. Maybe you'll capture the sound of the garbage disposal if old Dead Bob turns it on in the middle of the night later tonight.
What do you need audio on a fish camera for?
So you can hear the fish go. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
All right. Hey, you want to hear something weird?
What?
Yes, we like weird.
Michelle got a phone call after 21 years.
Ex-boyfriend?
No. It's like the cable company. Like, you're next in line. Your
think
whole
about
time
this,
is 21 years.
Guys, think about this.
Right.
Michelle gets a phone call after 21 years. What could it be?
Well, if it was you who got the phone call, I would think it was like a child you had that you didn't know about that was 21 now and just got their unsealed documents.
Michelle, I guarantee, is pretty confident knowing the number of children she's birthed.
Are you suggesting as a radio DJ, I 21 years, I've been married for 28.
I understand.
What are you suggesting? That I was hooking up with prize winners that came to the station lobby?
Well, not at all. I just remember when they hired Trixie in the sales department, and you guys hit it off.
Trixie? What are you talking about?
Trixie was so nice.
Wasn't she?
There was no Trixie. I've never known this. No one named Trixie. Where the hell did you?
Look how defensive he's getting over a fake story.
Where the hell did you come up with the name Trixie?
I couldn't think of a funnier name.
All right, guys, think though.
Okay.
21 is an operative clue here.
Yeah, that's why I went with what I went with, because
after 21 years, Michelle got a phone call, which is like, ooh, that's kind of out of the blue.
Somebody's allowed to drink now.
21 years. Come on, guys. All right, I'll call
Did
Michelle.
she accidentally kill someone 20 years ago? Like, I know you did last summer.
Somebody got out of jail.
I know what you did.
21 years ago.
I know what you did back in the summer of 2001.
You remember when I killed your neighbor and got 20 years? Well, I'm out now.
What could it be? What?
All right, I'm going to let Michelle tell the story about the phone call that she got after 21 years. Hello, Michelle.
What?
Are you back asleep or are you listening?
Yes, it's light out now, so I felt better.
All right, so you're not listening to the show.
I heard something about
Oh, you know what? I'm glad you weren't listening because Froggy just talked about the old dead guy that they bought the house from, and the ghost of Bob turned on their garbage disposal in the middle of the night. It ran all night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so you heard that part?
No, I heard about a smoking disposal.
So the garbage disposal is giving off a scent, like a smoking mechanical scent.
Yeah. All right. So, Michelle, you obviously drifted back to sleep. I'm telling the story now of the very odd phone call that you got after 21 years.
Oh, yeah. I need to follow up with that.
Yeah, we got to make a decision. I mean, this is probably a you and me decision. We should probably make. Is there any reason why we would?
Just the preliminary research that I did said no.
No.
But I have to get in deeper.
Guys, come on. You can't come up with what phone call Michelle got after 21 freaking years?
Your gynecologist called.
Well,
It's time for another thorough test.
You know what? You're getting close.
Really? Okay, I have no idea what it is.
Michelle, go ahead and reveal what the phone call entailed.
Well, we had Chloe's cord blood preserved when she was born.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, see, so I was right. It had something to do with a baby born 21 years ago.
You got it.
So when
your own.
Good job not getting the right answer, Rox.
When Chloe was born, I don't know why we did it, but it was sort of something. Do people still do this?
I did it with both my kids.
Yeah. So when Chloe was born, we preserved the umbilical cord blood because that can be used in the case of any health or medical issues. The stem cells, I guess, in the cord blood can be used. And we used a local company called, was it CryoCell, Michelle?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah. So Michelle gets a call 21 years later last week from CryoCell saying, hey, Michelle, how did the call go?
They're calling from International Cord Blood, CryoCell, whatever. And I immediately knew what was going on. And she was like, your time with the cord blood is up, and we can convert.
So wait a minute, we were on the 21-year plan. We paid for 21 years.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, this cord's getting kind of rank. Can we get rid of it?
No, it's like frozen in nitrogen or something.
Oh, seriously? You're answering. Okay.
So they can convert us to an annual plan, or another plan, or like until she's 81 years old plan.
What?
81?
Why do we need, I don't think we need the cord blood anymore.
Give me my cord
I don't know. I need to research it just to make sure.
I don't know. Maybe, can we just pick it up and use it for Halloween to make the house spooky or something?
Stop it.
I've been wearing my kids' umbilical cords as bracelets.
I want to drizzle it on the front gate with the spiderweb stuff that I get at Party City.
All right, so hold on, Michelle.
Sorry.
How much is there?
Yeah, I mean, how much did it cost to preserve the blood for 2 decades?
Do you remember?
Yeah, it was not expensive. I think it was like $1,800 or something.
It's a good deal.
Mine's more than that. How come I didn't get that deal?
Well,
I guess
this was
inflation.
21. This was 21 years ago, Roxanne.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you don't get the 2001 prices when you when you knock out kids in 2015.
Is there any reason why?
I've said 3 times. I don't know. I have to research that.
Well, no, I'm sort of
list of things to research for you.
I'm kind of asking, rhetorically. I'm not like scolding you, and
you are.
No, I'm not scolding you.
What do they have, like a big cooler with them all hanging like sausages?
Yeah.
Well,
it's not the cord. It's blood from the cord.
it's
So they're
exactly.
in vials that are frozen.
Yeah, it's not
They're
dangling.
like popsicles.
It's not dangling, Froggy. It's not.
I'm thinking of them
Oh my
saving
God.
the cords.
Froggy, it's not dangling like sausages in an Italian market. All
You
right.
walk in, you're like, ugh, it's all over me.
So how much blood is it? Is it like a vial?
I think it depends from baby to baby. I
How
think it just
thick
depends
the
on how
cord
much
is.
blood they can
Yeah.
extract from the.
But
MJ, didn't
cord.
you do that? Isn't it the dad's job to do that? Because the mom's like all drugged out,
I
and the
cut
dad
the
has
cord.
to. Right, but then aren't
Yeah.
you in charge of like getting it and making the phone call and stuff like that? That's what I remember because I couldn't do any of that stuff.
I can't remember. I just remember that we had the blood. We got a kit from CryoCell or something, and we let them know we're preserving the cord blood. And then we got it to them. It's been in some like cryogenic vat for 21 years. Remember, Chloe was born just like 2.5 weeks before 9/11. So that's how long they've had. And remember, hey, Michelle, years ago, remember they had some kind of a mechanical failure, and some of their freezers broke down, and some cord blood was lost. This is years ago.
Oh, no.
But then we found out that our cord blood Chloe's cord blood was not in one of the cryogenic freezers that broke down, but they did lose years ago. They lost some people's cord blood. But
They totally lied to you. How would you ever know?
Yours is right by Ted
sir,
Williams' head.
Yours is fine, sir.
no, they told us ours was because listen, they if they didn't tell the truth, trust me, they would have gotten out.
Yours
But-
is great, sir. I promise.
We're not going to refund your money after all.
All right, so Michelle, my inclination is that I don't think we need to continue to save Chloe's umbilical cord blood.
No,
Ugh.
you do. You do. I'm
Well,
sorry.
hold
you do.
on, hold on. Why?
New
Why?
discoveries all the time, new treatments.
Okay,
you know-
Roxanne just went to Google. That's why.
No, my sister's texting me.
Oh, great.
Oh, that's right. Your sister, the authority on everything.
Well, what if in like 50 years they come up with some pill that if you take
Yes.
with your umbilical cord in it,
If
you can
it's
live.
if it's not Roxanne's sister, then it's Doug, the fiance.
And Doug.
Not to be confused with.
And Doug.
No, it's Roxanne Wilder and Doug.
And Doug.
All right, which two would you rather have at a dinner party? Would you rather have Roxanne and Doug or an actual emu and that guy with the insurance
You don't have to answer that because you work with me every day, so I know it's the emu.
It's a rhetorical question.
I got to move on here, but we are getting phone calls about this. Who am I grabbing here, Andrew? Let me grab. Kristen is on line 4. Kristen, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show. I've conference called you with Michelle. Hi.
Good morning.
Hey, Kristen.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I was wrestling with, I did the same thing. I have an almost 21-year-old and I have 17-year-old twins. And about probably 5 years ago, I was wrestling with the same question. Do I keep it or do I get rid of it? And this is kind of sad, but it's kind of got a happy ending. I thought about it for days and days, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, I got a call from my brother that he had been diagnosed with cancer. Now, he's asymptomatic, which is the good part. It's a really rare form. But that answered my question because I thought maybe in the future he would need it because like you guys were saying, technology is amazing and you never know what's coming down the pipe that you may need it for. So I just feel like you should keep it because the technology in the future could be so useful for.
You never know.
Well, that's what we have to figure out, whether the cord blood in adult stages, whether it should be saved, and that's what we need to figure out. But
yes.
But Michelle, you said that your original, or I should say your early research says no?
Well, there's not a lot they can do with it at this moment in time. So,
Right.
And
but
they've
it's so
done so few.
inexpensive, and it's an extra insurance policy. Don't you want to have that for your potential kids? And
Well, hold on. Are you a salesperson for CryoCell International?
Do you work there?
No, I'm a customer. I promise.
All right.
All right, so
the sales department calling us.
I just wrestled with that question so much for several days, and when I got that phone call, it was like a message from God. Keep it.
All right.
You
Hey,
never know.
Kristen, thanks for listening.
You're welcome.
Have a great. Bye-bye. See you.
Michelle, my sister, also texted. She's a part of the show. She said, I'm impressed that they knew to do it 21 years ago. And, in 21 years, a lot of the advances of what you can do with it has changed. So you were cutting edge, Michelle, when you did that a while ago.
Hey, Michelle, well, you know what happened is obviously on the MJ Morning Show years ago, this was a big thing on the show when I announced that Michelle was pregnant. This was 2001.
Yeah, we were all surprised.
Right. I announced that Michelle was pregnant. Probably, I think we waited the customary 3 months, and I made the big announcement that.
Wait, why did Fester say we were all surprised?
It was surprising.
I mean, we were all really shocked that you were pregnant.
What? You
thought you were on the edge of divorce.
I mean, yeah, we thought you guys were,
What?
Splitting up and asexual. I mean,
hold on. You thought we were splitting up and asexual?
I mean, so I remember the first reaction of the crew being, "They do it? Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Did he trick Michelle? Did he win a bet? I mean, what is it? Because then we did the dates. Because Chloe was born in August, and we counted back 9 months, and we're like, oh, he got her over Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, festive.
Oh, that's,
take some days off.
Guess
there.
what? Hey,
it was the tryptophan.
So no, there was a turkey baster involved.
Whoa.
So
Michelle, he let you use that again on him?
It was around Thanksgiving, so there was a turkey baster. Maybe there was not an actual consummation.
Oh my gosh.
No,
sick.
I can certify that Chloe was conceived in the natural fashion.
Which was why we were all surprised.
No, but I remember, you know what happened when we announced that we were expecting and that we followed Michelle's pregnancy. This is back during 2001. I think it was CryoCell International, the cord blood storage company. They contacted me, like somebody in marketing. Hey, we listen to the MJ Morning Show all the time. And just so you know, you can store your cord blood. And I don't think we got any special discount. I think we paid rack rate. But it's just weird. 21 years later to get a call. Hey, we still have your cord blood. What do you want to do with it?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should ask Chloe.
Yeah.
It's hers.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Michelle, I got to... Oh, you know what, Michelle? Stay on the phone for a second here because we do have to talk to Roxanne about something, and I thought maybe you want to weigh in. Roxanne, I don't know if you want to talk about this, but we are because I just want to showcase your remarkable parenting skills.
I know what this is about. This is appalling. Yes.
All
okay.
Right. Now, Roxanne is an issue, and this happened at a parking garage?
A parking lot.
This happened at a parking lot. All right, so Roxanne is kind of telling us the story yesterday, and I'm observing. This is during a break yesterday, and you were telling the story to Fester, and I'm listening. I'm like, all right, well, hang on a sec. This is another kooky Roxanne story. So... What the heck is that?
It's 8 o'clock.
Oh.
It's 8 o'clock, so that's the alarm that she has.
You know what?
year was that thing made?
Hey, that reminds me that it's time to rock the cash box as well.
There you go.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's 8 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. So let me give you the word, then we'll get into Roxanne's crazy story. This hour's rock the cash box word is, appropriately enough, dollar. That's DOLLAR. Text it nationwide to 45911 before 8:15, before quarter after, for a shot at $1,000 cash, or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myQ105.com. So the word now for this hour is dollar, D-O-L-L-A-R, dollar, D-O-L-L-A-R. Text it nationwide to 45911. Good luck from the MJ Morning Show. All right, so Roxanne. Let's showcase your amazing parenting skills. So you're in a parking lot, and this is over the weekend because
Yes.
you told the story yesterday.
Yes.
And you probably don't even know that I was listening to this.
I don't know right now if you're saying that you're showcasing my amazing parenting skills because I thought I was very much a quick thinker in handling the situation. So maybe you're not being facetious. Maybe you're being like serious. Like Roxanne, amazing parenting skills.
Where were you guys? Where was this parking lot?
This is after I ate my roasted vegetable salad at your Nightshades restaurant. No, at California Pizza Kitchen. So we're leaving. Okay.
Well, hold on. What?
All right, just
tell
tell the story.
Don't for him.
leave the jokes out. Just tell the story.
Yeah.
Okay. So
you're at California Pizza Kitchen?
Yes.
Where the hell is that?
It's at International
At
Mall.
International
it
Mall,
is-
there's a California Pizza.
I don't go to malls much.
Well,
Yeah. All right. So you're at
there's-
International Mall,
yes.
California Pizza Kitchen, and you're in the parking lot at the mall.
We're leaving dinner.
Gotcha.
Now, listen, I didn't want to tell this story because I don't want it to reflect poorly on myself and on Doug because everything is fine.
Ladies
But-
and gentlemen,
And Doug.
another crazy story with
And Doug.
not to be confused with.
And Doug.
This is.
And Doug.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we're eating dinner and Daddy is on his phone the entire time because he has some stuff going on and he has to deal with some stuff. And I understand that.
Let me guess. It was Derek
No,
Jeter related.
No, it was not. It was not. But meanwhile, I'm
Yeah,
trying
we need to do a version. Derek Jeter and Doug.
Does he pick up the phone and go, DJ, it's DB?
All right, so
DB.
tell the story.
So we're eating dinner and the kids, both of them are sitting on my laps. And that I'm trying to eat my dinner. I don't eat a bite of food. He's on his phone the whole time. I barely have any of my wine. I'm like, well, just take it all to go. So I'm kind of irritated. I'm just building up. And so Doug's like, all right, let's go. And I'm like, I haven't even had a sip of my wine.
So
Whatever.
you're getting angry drunk at California
No,
Pizza
I haven't
Kitchen.
even had a sip of my wine.
No, she said like I haven't even had a sip of my wine, Doug. I haven't had any of the mommy juice.
He's been on his phone, and I've been.
Are you saying
eating-
that you needed the wine to take the edge off?
Yes, that would have helped a little bit.
I think that's a sign. All right, go ahead, keep going.
So I'm just kind of like frayed nerves, and again, not. He's had a lot going on, so he was as well. So we're walking through the parking lot, and he's on his phone, and the subject matter that he's talking about, I don't want other people to hear about.
What was he talking about?
I can't get into that.
Oh, come on.
No.
What do you mean the colonoscopy doctor can't get me in at 3 o'clock?
And Doug.
What is he talking about that you don't want people to hear?
It's just a lot of stuff that I don't want to get into. It's
Okay.
irrelevant to the story that
All
you
right.
want me to share.
All right.
So I'm
he's
like,
on the phone in the parking lot,
Yes.
International Plaza, and he's loud.
Yes, and he's loud.
What happens next?
And so I'm holding Daviana's hand, and he's holding our 5-year-old's hand, right? So then I say, and I can be a low talker when I need to be, obviously.
Right.
And so I kind of say under my breath, lower your bleeping voice. Oh, gosh. And
Lower your, and was bleeping the F-bomb?
No, it was just bleeping. Yes, it was. It was.
So
but
you said lower your effing voice in front of your 2-year-old and 5-year-old?
I said it under my breath. And I'm tall, so I'm thinking I was just like, I told him a couple times, and then I'm like, lower your voice. So little ears, they're like supersonic. So then my daughter repeats it exactly as I said it.
Good for her.
Said,
So which one, the 2 or the 5-year-old?
No, the 5-year-old.
So the 5-year-old then tells Daddy?
It was horrible.
Tells Dig Dug Daddy?
It was awful.
Your daughter then emulates you and says, lower your effing voice?
Same cadence, same everything. But like,
guess what? She's probably going to use that at
No,
kindergarten later
she's
today.
not. No,
yeah,
she's not.
She's going to run around her kindergarten class telling kids to lower their effing voice. You're going to get a call. You're going to get a call from the kindergarten teacher, and they're going to wonder what is going on because they know all this behavior is learned at home.
Okay.
Listen.
So MJ, you're pointing that out to
Yeah.
her. You're like, I hope he says it at kindergarten. Roxanne was kind of clap shushing you. You didn't see it, but she's like trying to get you to clap your
like the gator chomp.
Yeah, well, just
she's
like,
doing the gator chomp to me.
but she's like clap shutting you up. Just shut
I mean,
up.
I could tell you to lower your voice, but all right. So,
Hey, Michelle. Michelle, do you want to weigh in on this awesome parenting?
can I get to how I solved this problem? But yes, Michelle,
how
go
did you
ahead.
resolve it?
All right, go ahead.
Michelle appreciates this because she talks like I do.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
anyways, so little ears hears it. She repeats it exactly as I said it. Yeah, Dad, lower your bleeping voice. And like without even taking a breath, she goes, "What's a bleeping voice?" 'Cause-
That's a real fun voice.
yeah,
Wait,
and
so the first time she said the F-bomb.
yeah.
So your 5-year-old
We said it twice.
She
Yeah.
used the F-bomb first, lower your effing voice, and then
Followed with, "What's a bleeping voice?"
So you tried to correct that.
So what I said,
you tried to get her to forget the F-bomb and then replace it with bleeping?
No. She said that. That's why I said she said that in one breath. Dada, lower your bleeping voice. What's a bleeping voice? And because she never heard that word before. So then I said, no. I said ducking. I said ducking, baby. I said ducking.
Oh my God, that's the worst.
No, listen. And
really?
Yes, and she fell for it. It's a what? Doug looks at me. He goes, "You got one chance to do that, and she'll figure it out next time." But I was like, yeah. I said, Daddy was being so loud like a duck. I'm like, gosh, you're talking like you're ducking around with your ducking voice.
That's awful.
And then I was like, what do you think I should have said? Should I call it a lioning voice? And then she's like, yeah, Daddy, shut your lioning voice. Yeah, Daddy, shut your rhinoceros voice or lower your rhinoceros voice. So she fell for it. We are good. I can't. I got one gimme
until you get the call from the kindergarten teacher. Hi. Roxanne, we got a problem. Your daughter is running around the kindergarten class telling all the kids to shut their bleeping mouths.
And then quacking behind them.
Exactly.
Really,
Yeah.
I can picture condescending Doug like, "Oh, you got one chance for that one."
Yeah.
How loud is he talk? Last week he was talking so loud people they thought you were being abused. How loud is he?
Yeah, what is going?
I think he needs his ears checked.
That's true.
Yeah, she's so loud.
So Roxanne and Doug.
Doug.
They were at a restaurant, and when Roxanne got up to go to the bathroom, Doug was so loud, they asked Roxanne, "Are you okay?" They thought she was like in danger, like a battered spouse.
How aggressive is Doug dying?
Doug has other issues.
No, seriously. I mean, no, not like bad issue. Like situational things right now. We're giving him a pass.
Situational things right now.
A lot of work, a lot of stuff.
Michelle, anything else you want to add?
I think it was very clever to quickly think of that because I think that when our kids were young, we probably would have immediately had been like, "Don't you ever repeat that. That's an awful word." We would have done exactly the opposite and the worst thing you could have done, right? And heightened their like enthusiasm for using the word. Roxanne just totally like no, it's like ducking, quack, quack like a duck. And then the kids are like, all right, they buy it. They move on with life.
What the duck are you saying?
I think they bought it because they're into it now with the animals. That was the focus. The other animals, the rhinocerosing voice.
I got to duck and move along here, okay?
All right. Fun.
All right. See you. Love you, Michelle. Bye-bye. All right. See you.
You have time for that.
Has anyone messed, moving along here, has anyone messed with this Be Real app? Do you know what's going on with this thing?
Is it the Cypress Hill guy?
No, that's Be Real.
That's just what he said.
No, but it's not an app.
Oh, okay.
It's like an app.
The Be Real app it tells you to do a post at a certain time. So how does it work? Be Real is a social media app that asks user to post unfiltered photos of themselves once a day. And it's meant to encourage people to be more authentic instead of trying to present their best selves. Yeah, in the wake and in the world we live in, with all of these doctored photos and all of the filters and all of the contrived crap on social media. For instance, I've got a story here, and there's a headline, and I wrote with a big pink highlighter, "Fake." So I'm gonna share that story.
Okay.
I'm gonna share that story with you in a second, because there's a viral video that's going around. I'm like, fake. This is totally fake. Fake.
Okay, we got it. You said fake.
And that's not to be confused with junk. All right. So fake. Get to that in a second. But Be Real. It's this new app, and there's a huge buzz on this thing. I'm like, I don't need to be real with an app that's telling me to be real. I'm real on the social media that I use, which is primarily Instagram and Twitter. And I'm kind of lightening up on Twitter. But on Instagram, I am 100% real. So why do I need to go on an app that is telling me that I got to be real when I'm already real? I'm not doing phony, contrived crap.
Okay, so a lot of people not named Certified MJ Radio on Instagram.
Yeah, by the way, folks, give me a follow.
Yeah.
Give me a follow right now. You want to see me be real? You want to see me making ice cream in my kitchen?
Oh, but who does it?
How real is that?
You want to see a whole bunch of real crap? Go to my Instagram and give me a follow at Certified MJ Radio. Hey, hold on, Festa. Let me get out the phone number here. Let me have Andrew load up some calls here. Is anybody listening using this Be Real app? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Are you using the Be Real app, where once a day you're supposed to take an unfiltered picture to be real? Well, that seems to insinuate that all other social media is phony. Now, yeah, you've got your share of tons of phony balonies out there. You've got all the Kardashian idiots and Kylie Jenner and all these influencers, which that is the dumbest name in the world, that they phony everything up. We're living in a world, where everything is touched up. You get look, I've yelled at my daughter. Chloe, before she posts on Instagram, everything's got to be filtered. You know what I filter that I put on my Instagram? Nothing. I don't filter anything.
All right.
Zero.
You're a 50-year-old man.
Yes,
of course you're not.
Okay.
Let's go to phones on this. Is anybody using Be Real? And this is like really big. It's big with Generation Z. So I don't know what kind of calls we're going to get. Because, we're certainly, we do have Generation Z listeners, but I don't think we're not like totally heavy with Generation Z. Or do you know anybody that's on the Be Real app? It's like the latest craze, but it's with like Generation Z, and once a day it's time to be real. So that insinuates that you're phony, virtually all day long, but for a quick second, you're going to snap a photo in a couple of milliseconds, and then you're going to post that. Oh, and that's my being real for the day.
So currently, it is the #1 downloaded app under the social networking genre in the Apple iStore.
It is. It's on fire, this Be Real app, which I've got no desire. I'm not going to download it. I am real on the radio every morning. I am real on my social media. I don't need an app that I have to be prompted to be real.
Yeah, Roxanne was really cursing at Doug in the parking lot, right?
MJ, can I ask you an honest, you got to be honest question?
Of whom?
You.
Okay, you want to ask?
Yeah,
you want to ask me?
An honest question.
Okay, yeah, go
and
ahead.
You got to be truthful.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now you make fun of these influencers and you say you hate them, and you have over 10,000 followers. What if a company approached you to post about their product for a hefty amount of cash? Would you do it on your Instagram?
It depends what the product is.
So you don't hate influencing.
No. It depends what the product is. And, of course, you've got to fully disclose that you're endorsing the product and you're getting paid. That's why Kim Kardashian, she got fined like, $1.5 million by the Securities and Exchange Commission because she was pushing like a crypto, like a pump and dump deal.
She was rooking everybody into buying crypto scams.
So you're not above or beyond influencing. If it came down to it, you would do it.
If I believe in a product and I think that other people ought to know about that product, but that doesn't...
Now we know.
No, that doesn't...
You want to be an influencer.
Froggy, that doesn't quite make sense.
What do you mean it doesn't make sense, Fester? He puts down influencers, and he's admitting he would influence.
What are you talking about? I would endorse a product if I do it all the time. I endorse businesses on this morning show. And if somebody wanted me to endorse something or enlighten my audience to a product, if I believe in the product, I like the product, I use the product, then yeah.
So you would be real about it.
Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
It's a case-by-case basis.
I've worked at MJ for a long time. I've seen him turn down more endorsement deals than you could ever imagine.
I have turned down...
I've seen people, honestly,
Fester,
$1 million.
I have turned down more endorsements over the year than I've taken. Over the years.
Yeah.
I have turned that. I've had more salespeople come to me
with these crazy endorsement things.
Over the years, there are products and services. I'm like, you know what? That's not a good fit. I'm not going to endorse that. So I'm telling you right now, over the years, I have turned down hundreds of thousands of dollars in endorsements.
I can think of the canned juice diet.
You remember the meeting with the weight loss guy we all went to, and MJ walked out in the middle of it, and we're like,
the guy's like, okay, so we just take these 3 pills,
and
then
guess
just
what?
like, I'm out of here.
Hey, and guess what? That company stuck Clear Channel for like $29 million.
I know.
You were ahead of the ball on that one.
What was the name of that company?
Who knows?
Oh man, what was the name of that thing?
Let's try to forget.
No,
and
it was a national deal.
It was like Healthy Trim, or
Trim Spa.
Help.
What was the name of that thing?
Body Solutions.
No, God, what was the? I don't
remember.
There was a weight loss, and they did a deal with the whole company.
Yeah,
and remember, corporate was all pissed at me.
It was a mandatory meeting.
Hey, and the guy I would not get on board. The guy invited me to play golf at Augusta. No, seriously. What with the famous place up in Georgia, like with the Masters? The Masters.
You have to be pretty good there,
right? So the guy's like, "Hey, listen, MJ, let's talk about this on the golf course."
On the links.
Was it Body Solutions
or
was it? What was
something like that?
What was the name of it? And all the Clear Channel stations. I think it was just before they changed to iHeart. It was Clear Channel.
MJ was so mad about that.
They had a corporate deal, and they were trying to push all of the DJs into endorsing this weight loss pill, this plan. And I'm like, you know what? I've never done that, and I'm not going to start now. I'm not going to do it. I decided no. And
Fester was like, I'll do it.
The MJ Morning Show, we were a huge show, and they wanted me to endorse it. And the owner of the company was so pissed off that I wouldn't do it. And then the corporate offices got pissed off at me. And
you stood strong.
You knew.
The guy said, hey, listen, I'm going to send a private jet to pick you up, fly you.
Seriously. With prostitutes and drugs.
I'm telling you, the guy wanted to send a private jet to
St. Pete Airport?
No, it was at Tampa International.
Okay.
He wanted to send, some private jet to one of the FOBs, and like at Signature or Raytheon, whatever the hell it was called back then, and pick me up in a private jet, fly me to Augusta to wine and dine and golf me and talk me into endorsing.
That's what they call it. We're going to golf him.
This product, and I still wouldn't do it.
There's just one example of him turning down what he doesn't believe in.
Dude.
Good for you.
Fester knows that over the years,
if it's scammy, he doesn't do it.
I've turned down. No, but it's not only scammy. If it's something I don't believe in or something that I'm not going to use. I have turned down, I think, more endorsements over the years than I've taken. That's why an MJ endorsement on the radio show, it's a prized possession. You know, I take it seriously. What I try to tell my listeners about products and services and why a company is good, I take that very seriously. It's a responsibility.
I'll just say there's a reason why old Fester's doing the erectile dysfunction commercials. South Bay Medical Clinic, they're fantastic.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, so where the so Be Real app. Let me go to phones on this. Hey, folks, thanks for hanging on.
Yeah,
Hey.
by the way, we're getting lots of texters whose kids use it. A couple people have said they use it, and they like kids being 13-year-olds. A couple of people said they love it. It's so real.
Hey, Jessica in Spring Hill. Jessica, you're on the MJ Morning Show. We're talking about this Be Real app.
Okay, yes. So I don't use it. My daughter's 14 in high school, and that's all I hear about. We'll be like at her brother's football game, and she's like, "Oh, I have a few minutes left for my Be Real. Guys, get in!" And snap. And I'm like, "What is this?" Same thing at her volleyball games. Like, the girls will get together and be like, "Oh, I have a few minutes for my Be Real. Let's take a picture." And I'm like, what? To me, it seems like another Snapchat story.
Yeah, you know what it is? So they're telling everyone it's time to be real, but it sounds like they're not really being real. They're getting all staged and set up to do their Be Real. So it seems like it's a total contradiction.
Exactly. I don't even try to understand at this point. I'm like, okay, whatever.
How old are you, Jessica?
I'm 42.
Okay, your daughter's 14, and all her friends are into this Be Real thing, right?
Yep, all the volleyball girls, or even at her brother's football game, she'll manage to find someone to jump in her Be Real and snap a pic.
Yeah, it's like a name and a packaging deal. Jessica, thanks for the call. Let me grab Dana in Tampa. Dana, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hi.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
So yeah, I use it, and it's the only social media app that I've let my daughter have. She's
all right. Now, how old are you?
I'm 50. I'll be 51 in a couple days.
Okay. All right. So Dana, you're 50, and your daughter is how old?
13.
All right. And this is the only social media app that you let her use, this Be Real thing?
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Why?
Yep. She. So I guess for me, right, I vetted it first because she asked for it. So, it's like, I understand that it's telling you what time to take the picture, but it has that kind of nostalgic feel of the way social media used to be. Like, remember when it all started and it was just like, oh, this is what I'm doing right now, boom, 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 and you put your text in or you know, your little status update on Facebook or whatever. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of that. I get it. I get the slight contradiction where it's telling you what time to do it at. It is random, and you only have 2 minutes to do it in that window. It takes a picture of like whatever you're doing, and then a picture of you at the same time. So it's like a picture in a picture, and then it'll tattle. Like if your friends do it late, it'll say, "Hey, they just posted their late Be Real," and it'll say how late they are. So I know my daughter will sometimes wait. That they do that, and they wait until they're doing something. I don't do that. I'm literally like, it was like, you know, whatever I'm doing at the time. I could be at Publix. I could be doing the dishes. I take a picture of it. So for me, that's the way it kind of feels like that. And there's no ads. There's no influencers. There's none of that other garbage that comes along with.
Will they not let the Kardashians on the Be Real app? Are they banned?
They would be banned because they can't sell anything.
Yeah, I mean, you can only post in that time frame.
Yeah, well, you can post outside of the 2-minute time frame. Like it literally is like 2 minutes with a clock. But if you post outside, all your friends can see that you did it outside the 2-minute window.
Ooh,
like you did. So there's a little tattle there. There's a tattle.
Yeah. I don't listen.
Yeah,
I don't. Is this going to be anything, or is this some
I don't know. It's caught on pretty well. I think it's only like a couple years old. I think it's a French company that started it.
Yeah, it says Be Real was invented in 2020, but it's been having a moment this year.
Yeah.
According to trending news website Social Media Today, Downloads of the app have risen 315% since the beginning of the year, now ranking 4th on the list of the most downloaded social media apps behind Instagram, Snapchat, and Pinterest. But you're saying, Fester, it's now number 1 on the Apple App Store?
What happens is all the other ones you're mentioning have already been downloaded. Everybody has Facebook already. Everybody has Instagram already. So now Be Real is the number 1 social networking app.
The other thing is you can't see what your friends have posted until you post one, and there's no reels or anything like that, so you can't just start scrolling through like so. That's the other thing is you have to take your own Be Real in order to see your friends Be Real. So
It's
there's another
reciprocal.
catch.
All right, you're selling me on this. This actually sounds like a
I
lot
like
of fun.
it.
I don't know.
It's for me. It's like super nostalgic, and I'm like all my friends. I mean, we're like Gen X, right? So we're old, we're in that older, and I'm like, man, I'm so tired of all the garbage that I see. I'm like, I don't even go on Instagram and Facebook barely anymore because I'm like, oh, I can't take it. So I like.
Hey,
And
do you
it's-
follow me? Do you follow Certified?
follow you. Yes, I do. I followed you a long time ago. We listen every morning.
Well, I thank you. Hey, Dana, have a great day. Thanks.
All right, you guys too. Thanks.
All right, so I wanted to talk about this Be Real thing because there's just a whole lot of buzz on this thing, and if you got to tell people that you got to be real, isn't that a problem?
Well, it's in that nanosecond.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have 2 minutes to take a picture and post it, you don't have time to do your makeup or get in that perfect position or stand in front of this cool picture and put the peace sign up or all that crap.
Hey, I mentioned the Kardashians. We did not get to this. This was in my hell pile yesterday, but Mondays are all busy, and I just didn't get around to it. But I mentioned Kim Kardashian. Did you see she got booed at an LA Rams game?
Yeah, I saw that.
So I didn't see this yesterday morning. I saw it yesterday afternoon, and I was like, go Rams.
Yeah.
Rams and Cowboys. It was a big game.
Andrew, can you see, is there any audio? Did anyone capture this on social media? Is there audio from the stands? So they flashed Kim Kardashian's image up on the Jumbotron, and the place starts booing during the Rams game. Who'd the Rams play over the weekend?
They played
was it
the
Cowboys?
Yeah, it was a big game.
Yeah.
What do you expect? It's a bunch of drunk football fans.
Yeah. And Kim Kardashian took her 6-year-old son, Saint, to the Rams football game this past Sunday, and they put her up on the Jumbotron, and the crowd noticeably is going, boo!
Aww. What do
you mean, aw?
Everybody says she's nice.
You know what? The world would be a better place without the Kardashian. Oh my God, what the hell is that?
Just go on.
What are you doing?
All right, I didn't know your internet pot was up.
Yes, my internet sound pot was up.
Which it shouldn't be.
Oh my gosh, I thought we were done.
Okay, that is the audio sound of the stadium about to boo.
Oh my God!
If you look, this stadium, the SoFi Stadium it doesn't have like a jumbotron. It has like
Jesus.
a ring in the ceiling where from every seat you can look up and see the digital scoreboard.
I thought the equipment was going to explode in here.
You can't leave that pot up, MJ. You got to pull that down. Here we go.
All right, go ahead.
There's Kim.
Oh, you can hear him.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like she made a bad call or something.
There is no mistaking that. Why
is everybody saying blue?
They are booing Kim Kardashian. Hey, Andrew, do you have the same clip or do you have a different clip?
Same clip.
Do you think, is your booing better or is it?
It's the same clip.
Okay. What's the source on yours? Is it Natasha Dye?
Jeez.
Is that the one you have?
Sounds like a
No, but I have
boo.
the same one that she shared.
All right. Oh, you do? Okay. All right. So, yeah, that is, roll that back, Fester. That is noticeable booing.
So they put John Legend up, right?
Right.
And John Legend gets a natural applause. And then they put Kim Kardashian up. There's John Legend.
Yep.
And then there's Kim.
It's like she's a ref who just made a bad call.
It's like a bad guy wrestler coming out.
Yeah.
So John Legend is up, and there's kind of a neutral deal, and then Kim Kardashian goes up, and there's just loud booing inside of the Rams Stadium.
So they put up John Legend,
Yeah.
and everybody kind of gives a pleasant applause.
Right.
Then they put up Kim, and they give this horrific boo.
Yep.
And then they put up a random fan named Steve.
Right.
And everybody starts clapping again.
Go ahead.
At random
All right,
fan.
here's Steve. Roll Steve.
Here's
There's the
boo.
booing. All right,
And
now
there's
here's Steve.
Where's Steve?
What? Because they put the name Steve underneath him.
All right.
Up on the screen.
Buddy, go Rams.
I want to run something by you guys, and I want you to tell me true or false. It's time once again. We're going to play Is It True or False? We've never played this, but it starts now.
Sounds like a relatively easy game.
Yeah. Listen, I was reading the story, and people love to be snarky. People love to make comments. If something happens, if someone makes a suggestion, if there's a tip, people love to be experts on everything out there.
Because they get all the practice online. People are so snarky online.
That's it. This has to do with an influencer. And I hate the term. I hate influencers. What do you do? Oh, I'm an influencer. Shut up.
How'd you afford that Ferrari? I'm an influencer.
Yeah. Here's the deal. There's a nutritionist who I guess is fairly well known online. This nutritionist is Ben Coomber. So Ben Coomber, Coomber. He's a speaker. He has some kind of nutrition podcast.
All right.
He's, I guess, known online in the nutrition circles.
Influential.
And that's his influencer game is nutrition. But this guy sparked this whole big debate over feeding their kid. So Ben is shooting a video on preparing a healthy breakfast for his young child. And I guess trying to, the story that I read, trying to get others to do the same to make sure that you feed your kid a healthy breakfast in the morning. The video has gotten a lot of attention. There are more than 10 million views on this thing and thousands of comments. But among the comments are people excoriating this guy for what he did to his kid's breakfast. On the video, he says, and I've got this porridge recipe that I make for my daughter. So he wrote that in the verbiage accompanying the video that here's a porridge recipe I make for my daughter, and says, I've been giving this to her since she was 1 year old and loves it. Nutritious, good, healthy fats, low in sugar, and easy to change the flavor by adding different fruit, nuts, seeds, natural flavors. Pea milk gives it gives it good protein too.
What kind of milk?
Pea milk.
Never heard of pea.
It's like crushed up.
It's
peas.
PEA.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not PEE.
Is it green?
Oh.
Is it green like a pea?
I've never used pea milk. Anyway,
what an awful name.
It's like you make almonds into milk. You can make anything into milk.
It's what the guy does next that has like the internets all roiled up, and they're calling the guy out. They're calling him a fraud. It's like, what's the matter with you? So in the video, he's preparing this porridge for his young daughter, but then he pops it into the microwave to heat it up. And the audience goes nuts. They start commenting, what's the matter with you? Nice, but I have one question. Why would you put it in the microwave? It takes all the nutrition out of the food. And this is like comment after comment that people think that when you put your food into the microwave, that it like irradiates the food and it kills all the nutrition value. There's a whole debate. You've got hundreds and hundreds of comments that are ripping this dude for making this so-called healthy porridge breakfast for his little daughter, but then he sticks it into the microwave. So, true or false, putting food in the microwave has a negative, detrimental effect on the food that you heat up in the microwave. True or false?
Shall we weigh in now?
Go ahead, Rox.
I'm going to say that statement is true. Some degree? Just a little bit?
No. Totally false.
Well, the internet say that it's true.
It's totally false. And that is like this old myth that here's a doctor from Harvard Health.
So it's a pretty good school.
It's a myth putting food in the microwave does not kill the nutrition. But a lot of people think this. So much so that people with absolute certainty are ripping this guy a new one in the comments section on his video for like destroying the nutrients in the food. So the question was raised, according to Anthony L. Komaroff, MD, the editor-in-chief of the Harvard Health Letter. Microwave cooking is actually one of the least likely forms of cooking to damage nutrients. That's because the longer food cooks, the more nutrients tend to break down.
So because the microwave is so quick?
The microwave takes less time, so there's less time for the nutrients to break down versus cooking it on the stove for 5, 7, 10 minutes. The microwave, 30 seconds, boom, it's done. So that is a certified 100% myth that when you put your food in the microwave, it reduces the nutritional value. So I don't know, what internets are you reading over there?
I'm glad you brought that up. So I Googled it.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes, I Googled
Ladies
it.
and gentlemen, it's time for another episode of
Roxanne and Doug.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I said, does the microwave destroy nutrients? Yes, according to Google, according to 7 sources. And I'm not going to bore you with the reason why, something about the water molecules vibrating faster in the microwave.
I don't want to talk about vibrating faster.
No. But then when I went to DuckDuckGo, it says no. Microwave cooking times are shorter, and it actually preserves vitamins and nutrients better.
That's what
I'm so confused.
That's what the doctor
Right.
from Harvard is saying.
Yeah.
I think any cooking could have a negative effect on some vitamins and nutrients.
Well,
However,
hey, you got a lot of
overall-
folks that are into the whole raw crap. Everything's got to be raw. Yes, Fester?
No, I'm just taking it all in, thinking about how much I love my microwave. I think my microwave is my favorite appliance.
Cooking a roast in an oven is more likely to cause some loss of nutrients than cooking the roast in the microwave, and boiling vegetables is much more likely to rob them of nutrients than either cooking them in the oven or microwaving them.
Dude, I have this steam patch or the steam pouch of peas or broccoli or mixed vegetables. You
Yeah.
put that in the microwave for a couple minutes. It tastes a lot better than boiling it.
With that undeterminable, right?
We know what you mean.
Buttery sauce?
No, I don't use the butter sauce. I make my own butter
With
sauce.
what the heck?
Unidentifiable.
Whatever it is.
I make my own sauce.
Undeterminable or undefinable, whatever it is. And the doctor from Harvard says that's because some nutrients leach out of the food into the water. So microwave cooking is not only fast, it also sometimes is nutritionally advantageous. So put that in your misinformation pipe and smoke it.
And pass it over here when you're done.
What, the misinformation pipe?
Yeah.
Is
I
that
need
it?
some
We'll pass that
misinformation.
around.
Are you ready for some dog news?
Please.
I got a couple of, listen, we all love our dogs.
Of course.
The average person wishes their pet could talk to them, according to a new poll.
Oh, I've always said I wish my dog would just burst out and talk to me.
What would he say?
Hey, what's up?
Leave me alone. Just let me lick myself.
Almost 4 in 5 Americans, that's a pretty high percentage, believe that if animals were able to talk like people, dogs would be the first to do so. 2,000 adults were surveyed, and 78% believe that hypothetically dogs are more likely to start talking like a person. Well, 60% believe the same about cats, but the average person also wishes that their pet could actually speak.
Oh, that'd be great.
You know, this sounds like it's a psychedelic mushroom-induced kind of deal here. I'm sure there are people that are having conversations with their dogs, and they think that their dog is actually talking.
Well, don't they think that dogs do understand components of what you say? Or do they just understand inflection? Or do they understand words, right?
Hold on. I've known people that have had full conversations with dogs.
Look, Channel 8 has... Look at Channel 8 now. They're doing the story about the Teslas catching on fire with the flooded cars, and they've got Jimmy Petronas on.
Tell you right now.
Yeah. They might have heard that here on the MJ Morning Show yesterday.
What happens is we had Jimmy Petronas on about an hour ago yesterday, so like at the 7:30 time
7:30.
slot. So whoever comes up with Channel 8's programming is in the car at 7:30, gets there about 8 o'clock.
Hey, I just heard on the MJ Morning Show that Jimmy Petronas, the state fire marshal and chief financial officer, he was just on the MJ Morning Show about the dangers of electric cars like Teslas getting soaked in salt water and the batteries catching on fire and burning the damn house down. Hey, just heard it on the MJ Morning Show. Let's get him on. And they just did the story just now.
All I'm saying is tomorrow on News Channel 8, if they talk about the Be Real app and Roxanne cursing at her kids.
Or wait a minute.
We know.
We know.
And talking to your dogs. Yeah. And then one other dog thing, and then I'll get into that little fake internet thing I was talking about. Fake. Totally fake. The other dog item is, do you know what petting a dog actually does to your brain?
I do.
What? Tell us, please, Roxanne. Roxanne's the authority.
Why do you tell
You
us,
don't even have a
Roxanne?
dog.
I've had dogs. It de-stresses you and it like puts you in like a meditative state. Right?
If you sit next to a dog and you pet the dog, brain scans show that when you pet the dog, your brain lights up in a very positive fashion.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
That's completely opposite of what you said. You said it de-stresses you, which probably is true. It alleviates some kind of stress.
I think what Roxanne said is it comports.
Meditative state. Look at how your brain lights up in a meditative state.
So petting a dog is good for you, and it makes your brain feel good. So be very petty with your dogs.
Now, you have 2 dogs, MJ.
I do. We've got 2 Jack Russell Terriers, which I think are just incredible.
Froggy,
I love the breed. But you know what? It takes a certain type of dog owner to want to deal with the tenacity and the fun and the
energy.
It's the maniacal focus on lizards and squirrels and all kinds of stuff.
How they sometimes pee on guests.
Yeah, sure do.
Oh, did my dog pee on you?
No, it posed on Froggy though, dude.
Oh.
We're at MJ's house for something.
Oh, that's right.
And Michelle gave one warning to Froggy: don't pick the dog up.
Yeah, well, Scout, our female, is an excited peer.
Well, I'm a dog guy.
If she gets excited, pee.
My dog doesn't do that. Mine's trained.
Right.
So.
All right. I got to tell you about this fake story. This is only going to take a minute. This is not going to take a long time.
Do the fake again, Professor. Do it, Professor.
I don't want to hear. I'm shutting my mic off. I'm shutting my headphones down. I can't hear now. Go ahead.
Do it.
Fake.
Can't hear it.
Fake. This story is fake, just like
chunk. No, you did it more like
chunk. Fake. Chunk.
I have no idea what you guys are doing.
Fake. All right, this is fake. It is circulating. It's a video that's gone viral. And this is just an example of just all the fake crap, the contrived stuff. People are just desperate to come up with content. A dad apparently took his daughter's padded bra inserts, thought they were food bowls, and put pretzels in them for guests and put them out on the table.
Oh, that's wacky.
That's
Come on, this is so freaking phony. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's phony.
Do we have pictures of the inserts? I mean,
Yes.
they're
We have a video, probably.
if they're just padded cloth, like why would you ever serve food in something that's cloth?
Exactly. You know what I'm talking
Yes.
about? Those. It's almost like a almost
Foamy,
spongy.
spongy,
It's a yarmulke.
Or
Oh, yeah, it's
like
a yarmulke.
It's like a yarmulke helmet.
the other option would be like the cutlets. Maybe if he served them in the cutlets, but those are sticky, so all your food would stick to the
I would actually prefer
insert.
that just for crumb control.
So the woman, she writes, "OMG, my dad found my bathing suit pads drying and thought they were little snack bowls. And then she took a picture of the pretzels that he put inside. This is such BS. This is so fake."
And then her grandma found her vibrator and used it as a massager.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, what?
Say that whole sentence again without your affected voice.
I couldn't hear you.
You don't want me literally affected?
Just give it to me straight. I'm sure it was funny. I just want to hear it.
Don't do the affected pukey
I was
radio.
going to say, and then did his grandmother find a vibrator and use it as a massager?
Was the last word
I
massager?
can't help but do it.
I don't burning phone.
Stop with your Hal Herman.
Look how shocked the daughter is. My daddy used my booby cups for pretzels.
So stupid and
Yeah, that's
fake.
terrible.
It's totally phony. So, again, most of what's out there, most of what people put out on social media, it's just contrived. It's phony. All right, when we get back, my MJ Morning Show listening friends, when we get back, this is causing millennials to go into debt. What normal, natural tradition that we've all done at one point or another, what is causing millennials to go into debt? This might surprise you. And I'd like to know if this is causing any of the millennial listeners that are listening to the program this morning to go into debt. What is it? You might be a little surprised. And that's next. Are you curling your hair?
All right, so Roxanne is here with a full-on hair
Hey,
curler.
Andrew, did you get that on video? Did you get Roxanne curling her hair? Yes or no?
Curl it up.
No?
Right now, yes.
Okay, well, she's still going at it.
Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead.
You don't want to get the ends all the way in when you do this because then it looks silly. So
We're
you just
doing
leave
a radio
little bit of
show,
the ends.
and Roxanne is curling her hair.
Roxanne's not doing a radio show. She's doing her own show to that little camera she has on her.
I didn't have time to. I told you this morning was just chaos, so I didn't have time to get ready myself.
So watch MJTV, and you can see Roxanne curling her hair. That's MJTV. Just click on it on MJMorningshow.com. All right, when we get back, what is that?
Yeah, what's that?
What's that smell all of a sudden?
Burnt hair.
Oh, my God.
Oh, just awful.
Stop.
I like it.
All right. When we get back, we'll get into the whole millennial thing, and they're apparently in debt because of this. Stand by. It's all coming up. Hey, first, though, let's... Fester and Froggy, 8:56 the time. Rox, you've got to leave in a few minutes.
Yeah, about 15 minutes.
And,
Go on, girl.
All right, now, you don't want to...
Go!
Go on, girl.
Yeah. Now, you don't want to, at this point, say what you're doing, right?
It's just personal matter. We talk about. I mean, you're pretty good about this, even though people think you actually have a huge big mouth, which you kind of do. But still, you do have some level of privacy respect.
So we talk about something 10 times in studio off mic and say, hey, we're not going to talk about this on the air. Okay, everybody knows not to talk about it. MJ cracks the mic. So you don't want to talk about this.
But I think there's a time, because we talked about this some time ago, and I know what it is. And you said you'll probably talk about it at some point, but just not now. Do you still foresee us talking about this issue?
I do not know. It will be if I'm instructed to or not.
But if you're instructed to, don't you remember that a couple of months ago we decided, okay, we're not going to talk about it just yet.
Let's talk for 5 minutes about something we're not going to talk about just yet.
But we talked about it, that in the future that we might address, because it's an interesting issue, and I think that it could be educational.
Interesting.
Okay, that's a...
Because I thought it was, let's get it settled under the belt, and then maybe we'll discuss. We had this conversation.
Full disclosure,
Yes.
I have like 4 things going on in my life right now that you could possibly be referring to.
Well,
so
obviously,
things
it's
you might know a little bit about.
Obviously, it's the thing that you're leaving for now. That's what I'm saying. But in the future, I think that maybe you said that maybe we'll talk about it down the road. We had the conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah, just bring it up anytime you want. It doesn't really.
All right. So the mystery shall persist for a little bit longer, and hey, listen. At some point, maybe. All right. We have to talk about the millennial thing, and this is an issue that's affecting millennials, and they're going into debt because of this. Any idea what?
I mean, it can be so many things. I think about our vain society. I think maybe they're making investments in plastic surgery. I saw somewhere that people would rather cut back on their food budget than cancel things like Hulu and Netflix. I mean, I really have no idea.
Wow, let's throw out every guess.
I'm going to just cut to the chase.
No. Froggy has guesses. Obviously, I can tell by his curt reply back to mine.
Nearly a quarter of millennials are going into debt because they're blowing their cash on dates.
Dates. See?
Yep.
They're buying too many dates and they're eating them, and it's affecting
No,
them.
it's not those dates.
Here's the thing about those dates. If you eat too many, I mean, it's not good.
And well, those are like prunes, aren't they?
Yeah. They're in the same family.
Don't they get you moving?
Yeah, baby.
What do they call the marriageable dates?
Oh, delicious.
Yeah, good stuff.
So don't eat those before a date?
No, almost the fruit or whatever you call it, they have nothing to do with the story. About 22%, nearly a quarter of millennials, and almost as many Generation Zers are in debt because they're blowing their cash, spending it on going out to dinner and going out on dates. This is a Lending Tree survey, and you've heard of Lending Tree.
Sure.
Loan company, right? They polled over 1,500 U.S. consumers on their dating habits, and they found that Americans on average spend about $91 per date.
Wow.
Everything's more expensive, according to the chief credit analyst at Lending Tree, Matt Schultz. He said it's not just the new clothes, the roses, rideshare, fancy dinner, concerts, after-show snacks, dessert, coffee. It's everything. Even a quiet night at home with a bottle of wine and some takeout is pricier than it used to be. And as millennials in particular and Generation Zers, as they're dating, all the prices are going up. And think about it. Average of $100 a date. If you go out on, 4 dates a month, it's like $400. It's like a car payment.
They're going to have to start doing their Netflix and chill. Didn't they start that? Didn't that generation start that? What
was
that? Netflix and chill.
Oh, at home?
Yeah.
Well, even the Netflix, didn't they raise their price recently?
Doesn't that mean do it?
Yeah, that's what that means.
Yeah.
So, just heads up, because that stuff adds up. You know, when you eat out, I mean, if you add it up, you're like, all right, it's 26, 22, it's $19, but it starts to add up. And, before you know it, you got a, credit card balance and you can't pay it off, and then you carry it over. Then interest rates on credit cards are going through the roof.
You're going into debt over meals.
Yeah, and what Fester brought up, not only the things you consume and the things you do on the date, if you go to the movies, whatever you do, but like getting ready for the date, the money you spend trying to look good.
Yeah, I mean, everything, MJ.
Listen, you're curling your hair here in the studio a few minutes ago.
She's doing it to save money.
Yeah.
She's using
because I'm doing it while I work, so I'm actually getting paid to do it.
Instead of going to a professional salon to get it done, it's a do-it-yourself deal. All right, a couple of things on the celebrity front. Number one, what the hell did Madonna do to her face? Did you see the latest now?
Okay, didn't the crazy face we saw a couple months back,
there was something,
that was
right.
a trick?
There was something a couple of months ago, and was that a filter she was using?
Yes, and a lot of people fell for it,
But
including me.
now Madonna was photographed coming out with not her camera. Madonna was photographed coming out of, was it a hotel or wherever she was coming out? And I don't know what she's done to her face, but Madonna has like freakified her face. And now isn't she trying to get attention again? Now she's coming out as gay, or what is she saying?
Yes, she had the internet going nuts after she posted a TikTok video that led her fans to ask, did she just come out as gay? Because when you watch this video, the video shows her dressed in all white, standing in front of mirrors, and in her hands, she stretches out a pair of lace fuchsia panties, and across the bottom of the frame, the words, "If I miss, I'm gay."
And then she throws the panties and she misses, and she's like, oh, whatever.
There you go.
She's got this new pink hairdo. It's like this kind of choppy layered haircut. Her hair is pink, but she has had extensive plastic surgery apparently on her face. Madonna is unrecognizable. If you didn't know this was Madonna and you ran into her on the street, you would have no flippin' idea that it was the Material Girl. She has had, she's 64 years old, and they have stretched her face remarkably tight. She is unrecognizable as Madonna. Do you agree?
Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm just going to make a wild guess.
Yep.
She could have anything, but I know something that they do in Los Angeles or, in Hollywood. They do this new procedure, relatively new, and it's where you take fat from your body somewhere, like where your butt or wherever it might be, and then you put the fat all in your face, and she's just doing it to try to get that baby fat look back to her face.
But her face is not fat. Her face looks very skinny. I don't see a full face.
In that video, look at her lips. Everything it just looks like she has a lot
in the
of
pink
fullness.
hair. In the pink hair video,
In the pink hair video, I just see a lot of fullness everywhere. I don't see any wrinkles, and at her age, she should have some wrinkles.
I see nothing that looks like Madonna. That I would have no idea. If somebody just put this video up and said, "Who is this?" I would have no idea that was Madonna.
She looks like a freak.
Yeah,
She does.
I think she's a bag lady with pink hair.
She is unnatural looking with ridiculously tight skin. There is nothing that indicates she's 64 years old.
Nothing.
And there is nothing that indicates that that's Madonna. Unrecognizable.
You know what stinks? Seems like when you're a woman in Hollywood, you have two choices. You can either go the natural route and then just have people say, "Oh boy, have you seen how old so-and-so looks now?" Or you can just go this route and be like, "Oh wow, she looks nothing like herself." Like those are your two choices in Hollywood.
Hey, Andrew, can you get this video that's floating around of her? It's from her social media, and if you can just go ahead and stick it up on our website, put the link up on mjmorningshow.com. We'll have it up in a few minutes, folks. So mjmorningshow.com, it'll be in videos that we mention on the MJ Morning Show. Click on that. Just give us a few minutes. We'll get the link up and look at Madonna, and you will have no idea that it is Madonna, the latest video that she's posted. Speaking of celebrities, what the hell is going on with Kanye West? Now, I don't like him. I've never liked him. I am not a fan. I don't think I've ever uttered anything positive about Kanye West. But now he's been, thrown off Twitter and Instagram because he went on some kind of anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish rant.
Yeah, he just went. I used to like Kanye, but I don't like him anymore.
I've never liked the guy. And listen, I'm not making fun of this, and I'm not trying to minimize this, but how long, Fester, have I been saying that Kanye West is mentally ill, that there's something wrong with the guy, that he's got an absolute screw loose?
Back from the days of him singing Gold Digger song. I mean, as long as I've known the name Kanye West, you're like, I'm not a fan of this guy. Something's not right.
I just look at the guy, I look at his eyes, and when he's not wearing his dark sunglasses, but he's got the crazy eyes.
Was it the first thing he did crazy? Was it the Taylor Swift or the George Bush thing? Which was first?
Well, he grabbed Taylor Swift's microphone at the MTV Video Music Awards.
Yeah.
That was back in 2011 or 2012.
Well, then the
George Bush was been before when he's standing by Mike Myers, and Mike Myers is like,
wasn't that for a Katrina fundraiser?
Oh, it was.
Oh, so that was a long
that
time
was like
ago.
2004, 2005.
That might have been the first time people were like, what's the matter with this guy?
That's right. He said George Bush doesn't like black
Doesn't
people.
care about black
doesn't
people.
doesn't care about black people.
And Mike
Remember
Myers
that?
is like,
Mike Myers like, I'm Canadian. I gotta go.
Oh,
face
I just want to disappear. Because, Kanye West got on TV during that national telethon to raise money for Katrina and said, George Bush doesn't care about black people.
But the best part of that is, I don't know if you can find the clip, but Mike Myers' face.
It is.
When he says
it is priceless.
Priceless.
It is. Yeah. Kanye West is now ranting against Jews. I mean, is he going to get canceled now? The guy something's wrong with Kanye West.
He's going to lose his kids.
And listen to this headline. So New York Post has this headline. Kanye West spotted with mystery woman amid mental problems. That's their headline in the New York Post.
Some girls like crazy guys.
Yeah.
Do you have the audio?
It's a minute and a half long. I don't know where
just
it is.
roll to the beginning. Roll to the very beginning. Here we go. All right, hit it. Go ahead.
It has changed dramatically, tragically, and perhaps.
Yeah, this is the hurricane relief.
There's now over
for
25
Katrina.
feet of water where there was once city streets and thriving neighborhoods.
I hate the way they portray us in the media. If you see a black family, it says they're looting. See a white family, it says they're looking for food. And you know it's been 5 days because most of the people are black. And even for me to complain about, I would be a hypocrite because I've tried to turn away from the TV because it's too hard to watch. I've even been shopping before even giving a donation. So now I'm calling my business manager right now to see what is the biggest amount I can give, and just to imagine if I was down there, and those are my people down there. So anybody out there that wants to do anything that we can help with the setup, the way America is set up to help the poor, the black people, the less well off as slow as possible. I mean, Red Cross is doing everything they can. We already realize a lot of the people that could help are at war right now, fighting another way, and they've given them permission to go down and shoot us.
And subtle, but in even many ways more.
Just hit pause. Just hit pause. And Mike Myers.
It's after this.
Mike Myers, when he said they're giving people permission to shoot us, Mike Myers is like, this is not on the. This is not on the prompter.
Yeah.
All right, roll it.
All right, here's Mike Myers.
More profoundly devastating is the lasting damage to the survivors' will to rebuild and remain in the area. The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Please call.
And then they cut away from him.
I go right to Chris Tucker, and he's like,
Mike Myers is like, what?
His mouth was so dry. He was so nervous.
Talk about a rant.
Yeah.
So
that I think that was the very first indication right there that this guy's a little loose on the
loose cannon.
And then there's a story that Kanye West showed a porn video to Adidas executives. Does he have some kind of a deal with Adidas? Are his shoes Adidas?
Yeah, Yeezys.
Yeah, but don't forget what happened like a couple of weeks ago. Didn't we talk about him saying that he had a porn addiction? I guess that's a good sign of having a porn addiction is when you pull it out and show people in a board meeting.
Listen to this. Page 6, New York Post gossip column. In a bizarre business move, Kanye West played a pornographic film for shocked Adidas executives during a recent meeting.
What's the matter with this guy?
The 5-man gathering was filmed and included a 30-minute YouTube video titled Last Week, which was uploaded to YouTube. And the meeting began with the rapper turned designer, 45, holding his phone horizontally in front of the businessmen while a video played. After several seconds, one of the men asked, "Is this a porn movie?" And West said, "Yeah."
Okay.
and then one of the executives for Adidas said, "Jesus Christ. I mean, what is this guy doing?" And then he's like attacking Jews, and now he's been what? He's been kicked off of Twitter, and he's had his account suspended, I think, on Instagram and Twitter?
I think so. Yeah, definitely Twitter.
You have to really achieve a really high level of offensiveness to get kicked off of these platforms.
My God.
Wow.
All right, Roxanne, can you talk about what you overheard at the sports pub?
I don't even recall going to a sports pub. What's happening right now?
Okay, so you sent me an email that says you sent me an email yesterday that reads, "I was at a sports pub yesterday." Oh, was this you, or was this a text you were forwarding me?
Oh, that was a text I was forwarding
Oh,
you.
I thought you were.
What?
I thought on Sunday you were at a sports pub.
Yeah, Roxanne's living in a parallel unit. She's like, "What's happening right now?" I don't remember.
Oh.
A bunch of soccer hooligans watching the United game?
Hold on. This was an email that you sent me.
Yes, that's what happened. I get random texts
Because
from people.
Roxanne goes to a lot of sports pubs.
All right, correction.
Unless the sports pub serves acai bowls, Roxanne's not going.
Correction. All right.
Isn't it a Kai bowl?
I don't know.
Roxanne acai, isn't it?
I don't know.
Whatever the hell.
Acai?
Whatever.
However Roxanne says it's correct.
Roxanne, you emailed me yesterday, and I see this was a cut and paste from one of our texters. All right, I'm sorry, I conflated.
That's okay.
And what it read was, I was at a sports pub yesterday watching the game on Sunday. Brady's yacht captain was there, and he told us they are definitely getting divorced.
Yeah, that was from a texter.
So the whole loose lips sink ships, and here he's a yacht captain for Tom Brady and Giselle's yacht. Is this guy seeing the writing on the wall that he's not going to be needed as their yacht captain? So he's confirming that, yeah, they're getting divorced?
Or just trying to get some extra attention at the sports pub.
All right, couple of things here, a couple of local items. The 10 most dangerous intersections in Hillsborough County. Do any of you guys, I'm looking at the list here, and I don't really frequent any of these intersections, nothing. I'm looking at the top 10 most dangerous intersections. I'll start at number 10. Number 10 is Bill Tucker Road and US 301. 66 crashes and 9 serious injuries and deaths. Number 9, County Line Road and US 41, 76 crashes and 10 serious injuries and deaths. 8, Big Bend Road and Summerfield Crossing Boulevard, 82 crashes, 11 serious injuries or deaths. Number 7 is Big Bend Road at Summerfield Boulevard. So you got Summerfield Crossing and then Summerfield Boulevard. This is all like Eastern Hillsborough County, right?
41 in County Line is North Lutz. The other ones are closer to Eastern Hillsborough.
Out in Riverview, right?
But you got to figure, MJ, these are, so far you've mentioned large roads that don't have a lot of stoplights.
Okay.
And you can drive for a while. Like 41, it has stoplights, of course, but it's not like Dale Mabry where the stoplights are everywhere.
All right. Fishhawk Boulevard and Boyette Road. I know where that is, but I couldn't tell you the last time I was out there. 104 crashes and 10 serious injuries or deaths. Lakewood Drive and East Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, 113 crashes.
Yeah.
10 serious injuries or deaths. Number 4 on the list, I feel like, hi, everybody, I'm Casey Kasem, and we're counting down the most dangerous intersections in Hillsborough County. And now we're up to number 4. It's North Florida Avenue and East Waters with 176 crashes with 9 serious injuries and deaths.
Oh, man, you should have played Casey in the show, Dahmer. No one's seen when
I don't
he's in
think
the
he's.
car?
I don't
I'm
think
not
he's
there yet.
He's
Oh,
not to that
hold on.
episode.
Oh, the Casey person is terrible.
I was trying not to tell him. I thought that was an
Oh.
actual recording.
No, that wasn't Casey.
Hold on. There's a Casey Kasem in the Dahmer thing on Netflix?
When he's driving, he's listening to Casey's Top 40. I thought it was actual audio.
You can't tell that's not him? Oh, come on.
Well,
What do
hold
you
on.
know?
Listen, I'm an expert. When I get to it.
Please, you got to bring it in. We got to reveal.
When I get to it, I'll let you know if it's really Casey Kasem. All right, number 3, most dangerous intersections in Hillsborough County, 301 and State Road 674. 207 crashes, 17 serious injuries or deaths. Number 2 on the list, US 301 and Big Bend Road, 332 crashes and 14 serious injuries. Folks, you're doing it wrong. Whatever's going on there with 332 crashes, you're doing it all wrong. Now, what's the time frame on this? I didn't see what the time frame is on, this whole inventory, this whole accounting of all these crashes, during what time period?
I don't know if it's over the course of the last year or the last 5 years.
I saw one thing in the story that in 2021 alone, there were more than 701,000 crashes across Florida, but I didn't see the time period on, Andrew.
Yeah, it says the 2 most dangerous intersections on the list have resulted in nearly $1.5 million in damage each over the past 16 months.
Okay, so it's 16 months. All right,
Looks like it.
Almost a year and a half. I didn't see that in the item that I have. And then coming in at number 1, the 10 most dangerous intersections in all of Hillsborough County. Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Hi, everybody. I'm Casey Kasem. All right, number 1, US 301 at Gibsonton Drive, 367 crashes, 13 serious injuries and death in just the last 16 months? What the hell? 367 crashes in 16 freaking months?
A lot of people are moving to this area. 301's pretty wide open down in South County.
301 and Gibsonton Drive.
I mean, here's
God, we had an opportunity to get one of the MJ Morning Show billboards right near there. I don't think we took it. We should have, because it sounds like there's tons of crashes and traffic is stopped.
Oh, come on.
More time to see the MJ Morning Show billboard.
That's not untrue.
Maybe I'll reconsider that for the next campaign, if there is a next campaign.
I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. But the 10 most dangerous intersections in Hillsborough County.
I thought you'd say something like Dale Mabry and Kennedy.
Yeah.
Or something. Not
I
one
thought,
Dale Mabry
I
intersection.
thought maybe like Dale Mabry and Waters.
They're not going as fast there.
That's what I'm saying. And you're right, because it's wide open on these, 301 and Big Bend and that portion of Hillsborough County by Riverview, down by Sun City and Waimama. When they're not driving in golf carts in Sun City, they're barrel-less.
Sun City Center is my favorite.
Hello.
Hey, speaking of crashes, we talked about you getting a crasher car.
Yeah.
And then getting the iPhone 14.
Right.
And then testing and see if the iPhone 14 really calls police in the event of a crash.
Yes.
Because there are all kinds of sensors apparently, and accelerometers and gyroscopes and this and that, all kinds of junk inside the new iPhone 14. And if you're in a serious crash, the phone is supposed to detect it and then call 911 to report the crash. But guess what else is happening? And I wanted Fester to go get a junker car, get an iPhone 14, and then smash into the dumpster in the back of the building at 40 miles an hour to see if the phone calls the police, calls 911. But guess what else is going on with the iPhone 14?
What's that?
People on roller coasters with all of the G's.
Oh.
Listen to this. Police in Ohio were called to the Kings Island amusement park 6 times in September because of the new iPhone 14 safety feature that automatically alerts authorities.
Oh, my gosh.
And, of course, Kings Island, is that like Cedar Point, right? Is that what Kings Island is? Kings Island, that is a by the way, that park has among the best roller coasters in the world. If I'm thinking of the right, Kings Island and is Kings Island and Cedar Point, are those two separate amusement parks? Or are they the same? Anyway, so if you have an iPhone 14 and you're on a roller coaster and it pulls heavy G's, it might trick your phone into thinking that you were in some kind of a big head-on wreck, hitting a tree or hitting, another car or truck
What
or
if you
something.
ride the bumper cars?
All right, they're not the same place. Cedar Point is near Toledo, and
All right.
Kings Island's near Cincinnati.
So those are two separate things.
They might be owned by the same parent company.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Cedar Fair owns both.
Oh, they own both of the amusement parks. Hey, I remember, before I take our break, we got the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show coming up next. I remember that when we were in Japan, the Fuji Q out at Fujiyama, right near Mount Fuji, there's a great amusement park. And I've been there twice at this point. And it's in Japan, not far from Mount Fuji. And they have among the best roller coasters in the world at this Fuji Q amusement park in, outside of Tokyo, not far from Mount Fuji. And this roller coaster, there was one that I rode, which had, at one point, it was one of the top roller coasters in the world. It probably still is. You couldn't have anything on that roller coaster. You couldn't have a cell phone. You had to take your shoes off. Literally, you had to take your shoes off. And they were virtually patting you down to make sure that you didn't have anything that could become some kind of flying projectile on this roller coaster. So in that particular case, I don't think the iPhone 14 is going to call anybody because you're not allowed to bring the damn thing on the roller coaster in the first place. All right, 9:22, it's the MJ Morning Show on Q105. The final chunk of the MJ Morning Show is next, including Tom Cruise. We got to talk about Tom Cruise and apparently something this dude is planning, which it doesn't surprise me. I'm not shocked. Oh, also, did you hear what happened at Five Below with monkeypox?
I love Five Below.
All right, well, guess what? I've got Five Below and monkeypox coming up next.
Have you ever shopped at a Five Below?
I've never been in a Five Below.
You don't know what you're missing.
All right, well, guess what? Are you intrigued about Five Below and monkeypox?
I was in Five Below the other day. I'm thinking this place is the best place ever.
Well, hang on. All that is next. And I'm sure Fester's going to tell us why it's the best place ever. All right, back in a second. Final chunk of the MJ Morning Show next here on Q105. Stand by. 105. MJ and the crew here, 934. So Tom Cruise allegedly is going to be the first actor to shoot a movie in space.
Really?
Yeah, International Space Station.
Is he nuts?
You know what? I can't think of a better actor to go up there. Good for him.
Yeah, you know what? If anyone's going to shoot a movie in space, I guess that Tom Cruise would be the right guess, right?
I mean, probably the #1 action movie star for decades now. You know, like what, since like the late 80s? And
The first movie in space!
Good for Tom.
Wasn't that one movie in space with Sandra Bullock?
That was about space.
You know, this is pretty cool. It's going to be Rain Man 2.
I'm in space. I'm in space. I'm in space. I'm in space.
Gotta touch the button. Gotta touch the button. Don't touch the button.
Gotta push the escape pod. Escape pod. Up, Judge Wapner. Judge Wapner. People's Court, Judge Wapner. So, yeah, Tom Cruise is going to apparently shoot inside the International Space Station. He is apparently teamed up with Doug Liman, the Bourne Identity director. And there's some kind of movie pitch that involves filming in space. And I guess they first talked about this a couple of years ago, but it was put on the shelf for a little bit because of COVID-19. And now the idea is going to come back around and maybe will come to fruition. But Cruise and this director, they are working with Universal Filmed Entertainment Group on the idea, and the plan would be for Tom Cruise to go up on one of the rockets, like Elon Musk. They just did a SpaceX launch bringing American astronauts and a Russian cosmonaut, which I don't know why are we flying Russians up to the International Space Station?
There's still an era of goodwill between the space programs.
Well, I don't. Why? I mean, look at what Russia's doing in Ukraine, and I'm sorry.
I'll shoot anybody up on my rockets.
Oh, that's right, Elon Musk, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't care. I don't care where you're from. You could be from anywhere. I'll shoot you with my rocket.
You're sounding more and more like Fester's Anna Delvey from Netflix's Inventing Anna.
It is. It's sort of the same, isn't it?
I think all of our impressions are just kind of morphing.
Do me a favor. Give me a Fester Anna Delvey from Netflix, from Inventing Anna, and Froggy, give me your Elon Musk. Let's do a little duel here real quick. Go.
Wait, I'm Anna. Sorry.
Yes, you're
I'm
Anna.
sorry.
Get with it, you stupid man. You can't even do your own voices.
Listen, Elon, even though you have billions of dollars, you walk around, you look poor.
Do I look poor just because I wear T-shirts and I have man boobies?
Elon Musk, I would like for you to have your man boobies in my foundation.
I can put my man boobies in your foundation if you agree to go on my rocket and be shot up into space and shoot a movie with Tom Cruise.
I don't go on any man's rockets. I'm sorry, Elon.
It's indistinguishable. I can't.
What do you mean? I sound totally different.
All right, that's enough. Cut. I can't tell the difference between Fester's Anna Delvey or Anna Sorokin and Froggy's Elon Musk. There is no difference.
Hello, Anna Sorokin here.
I'm Elon Musk.
Hello, Mr. Musk.
I would like to give you my Tesla.
Now, do you need to, Elon, because of your giant man boobies,
yes,
do you need to put extra rocket boosters on the rocket?
Just for my man boobies? No, but I like to get the mini rockets and put it in between my boobies, and I do exercises in between the rocket with my boobies. It in between my man boobies.
Anyway, so Tom Cruise.
What the hell are you talking about, man?
Putting rockets in between man boobs.
This is deteriorating.
It is degrading. Right, but listen, the bottom line here is that Tom Cruise should be at some point in the near future shooting some scenes in the International Space Station for a movie.
He is crazy.
And listen to this. Tom Cruise is apparently trying to be the first civilian ever to do a spacewalk outside of the space station.
Listen,
is that going to happen?
If anybody could pull it off, it'd be Tom Cruise.
Well, listen, he does some harrowing stunts. He does a lot of his own stunts in these movies. He does some dangerous crap.
He's like the one guy who's known for doing his stunts, right? Like his own stunts. Like in Cocktail, he did a bunch of crazy stunts behind the bar.
His own bottles,
yeah, he stood behind the bar. It wasn't a stunt double back there. Yeah. He grabbed the sweet and sour mix.
Doing the best I can.
I never saw that movie.
Oh, it's a fantastic movie.
Full disclosure, ladies and gentlemen, I have never seen the movie Cocktail.
Take a minute.
Hey, isn't that where great songs like Kokomo from the Beach Boys came from?
The soundtrack is second to none.
Well, there's a lot of things on that. What else is on the Cocktail soundtrack?
Kokomo.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, bring up Cocktail movie soundtrack, because there were a lot of top 40 hits that came off of that.
Jimmy Cliff is on there.
I can see clearly now.
Montego Bay is on there.
There's Kokomo.
Kokomo Beach Boys.
Montego
the
Bay.
Hippie Shake from the Georgia Satellites.
Yeah.
The Hippie Shake.
Who sings Montego Bay on there, Fester?
I don't know.
Oh my God! Don't worry, be happy was
Yes!
from. Oh my, that I tell you what. When I want to murder people when I hear that song.
Stop
I
it
want to go.
now.
I want to go full Jeffrey Dahmer. I want to kill people and eat them when I hear "Don't worry, be happy." I hate that
Did you
song.
know he does all the instruments with his mouth?
All right, stop. Don't play it. Don't do it. All right, Fester, your favorite store is?
My favorite store is the...
Yes.
All right, knock it off, Andrew. Stop. Yes.
My favorite store is the Dollar Tree. However...
Oh, I'm sorry.
One of my top 5 favorite stores is Five Below.
Well, little issue with Five Below.
I mean, Five Below is a great store.
How about Five Above, where they don't sell anything below
I don't shop there. I don't go there. It's too rich.
Turns out that a woman was at Five Below. I don't see exactly what location it is. So
There's 1,000 billion locations.
Yeah, but usually in a story it says which location it is. But in the video that's gone viral, a woman by the name of Seema, Seema, her video has gone viral because she uploaded the footage of an argument that she had with the manager of a Five Below location. The manager would not check the woman out at the front checkout stand because the woman manager said, "I'm not checking you out. You've got monkeypox."
Oh, man.
My God.
I mean...
All right, Andrew, you've got some audio here, right? Is the audio any good? What is the audio like?
The stuff that I was able to boost up because the manager is so far off mic, it's audible. It's intelligible.
The manager told the customer, Seema, that she needs to leave the building because she has monkeypox. It turns out she doesn't have monkeypox. This shopper, Seema, she has keloid scars. You know that raised scarring that you can get?
Sure.
Some people are more susceptible to keloid scarring. She has it, and the manager, who also, on top of being a Five Below manager, is a medical professional and diagnosed this customer with monkeypox.
You know, there was a time in her life she could either have gone into the nursing industry or managing a Five Below.
Then the police are called. The manager calls 911, calls the police to report that a customer with monkeypox won't leave her store.
Let's hear the audio.
All right, Andrew, what do you have before we get out of here today? Share with me the audio. Set them up. Explain what you have. What's the first cut? All right, Andrew, we're on the air. All right,
I have to listen back to it real quick to see which clip comes first.
Just play it. We'll figure it out.
All right, just go ahead and
We're smart guys.
play the audio bites here.
What's your name?
My name is Kanye. I'm the manager here. I'm not cussing you out. I said that I was sorry that I thought you had that. It's the end of the story. But you're being...
She told me I got monkeypox. I need to leave the building.
What?
All right, that's number one.
Yeah.
All right, so she's saying that the manager said, "I've got monkeypox. I need to leave the building." All right, what's the next soundbite?
I'm not cashing you out. No, I'm not cashing you out. Move over there. I'm not cashing her out. All right. And I don't know the security's phone number here.
So she says she's not cashing her out because she's got monkeypox. Meanwhile, the woman just has keloid scarring, which the expert medical professional who's running the cash register at Five Below has diagnosed this customer with monkeypox.
All right. Listen, first of all, I don't go to Five Below for any medical diagnoses. However, it doesn't change the fact that it's still a great store.
I have never been in a Five. I've never seen the movie Cocktail, and I've never been in a Five Below.
Dude, we should go. You want an Instagram video that people will watch? Have MJ walk around Five Below. It is awesome. They get so much cool stuff. So much cool stuff.
And
Oh my God! It's 5 feet and below too to get in the door. So MJ, you're good.
Shut up.
He passes all height requirements.
I am over 5 feet.
Sir, you have to wait
Jeez,
here.
all right.
Come on,
hey,
let me
guess what we have? We have a pair of tickets right now to Howl O Scream at Busch Gardens. So if you want to go to Howl O Scream, select dates now through Halloween, October 31st. 5 haunted houses, 9 scare zones, 10 world-class attractions. Let's go with caller number 25 right now. 800-990-1047. Caller 25 gets a pair of Howl O Scream Busch Gardens tickets right now. 800-990-1047. Good luck from the MJ Morning Show on Q105. A lot of stuff in the videos we mentioned on MJ Morning.